Hello, welcome in. Hello. Happy Monday. How is everyone doing? No, god dang hot dogs. Cold? Yeah, I feel that. 100%. Hello, friends. Oh, has the excitement settled in yet? It is coming. It is soon. We don't know when, but soon. We don't know when, but soon. It has to be. There's no shot. There's no shot in hell they give us this image and then make us wait for too long. There's no way. I don't believe it. Anyone get snow this past weekend? I got a little bit. I didn't get too much, but I'll tell you though, it was enough to where if you didn't clear it, it froze over. Yeah. Wolf, thank you for the biddies. Danger, thank you for the 22 months. Zimmy, thank you for the 21-month prime. Liz, thank you for the gifted. Con, thank you for the 5. Drake, 26 months. God damn. God damn. Oh my goodness. All right. Okay. We're good. Christian, hello. How are you? Galaxy. Hi, friend. Thank you for the 5 months. You had a 2-hour delay. My kids had a 2-hour delay today. They did too, just because of how cold it was, how frozen everything was. Yeah. Dropped down to 15. The feel here was negative. Yeah. Oh my God. Donosaurus, thank you for the 2 months. Reclusive Root, thank you for the 6. New ghost, that's the word on the street. I think one could safely assume. Let me put it like that. There have not been the words have not come out of their mouths telling us, but this image is pretty damn telling. Pretty damn telling. What type of new ghost? The ones that have scribbles over their names. We have no idea. Lizard. We don't know. Also, we'll look at the image. We'll talk about it for a minute or so before we jump in games. I'm playing the weekly tonight with Break, but that's not going to happen until 9. So we'll get started before then and we'll play some solo until Break is ready. Yeah, there are some people that are assuming they know what it is though. So it's interesting. Aspect, thank you for the subs. My God. Trayson, thank you for the 3 months. Well, there are people that were pretty wicked smat and have I think already debunked. I say debunked. They've already made out what the words are, what they probably are. Weekly was great. Oh, deja vu. I forgot what the weekly even was. Yeah. Hey, Shawnee. Thank you. Slay. Oh, Slay, thank you for the 6 months. Wonder if it'll be a new weekly challenge. You mean with the update? I don't. That's a great question. I don't know if they're going to do an extra weekly or not. Saw a Brighton image? Yes. I think somebody posted it directly on Twitter, to their Twitter. Someone commented on one of my posts somewhere with the image. I just need to find it. There it is. Okay, this is not the original. Somebody cut it down and squeezed it. Okay, I'll have to find it. Oh, Mike, thank you for the gifted. Murphy, 18 months. Second time I came back and there were new ghosts. This is the second time I came back and there were new ghosties. You know, the last time that we had new ghosts was 3 years ago, right? Have you not been here for 3 years? What the fuck? Please be unique ability. I can only hope. I'm excited to see what these ghosts are like. We have no clue. Don't remind me. It was posted in their server or ours? Let me see. Ooh. Okay. Oh, interesting. Is Dig here? Okay, I don't know what playlist this is. This isn't mine though. Started playing yesterday and there's new ghosts. We believe so. That's what we're assuming. Olsen, thank you for the 5 months. Rosie, thank you for the 2. Razor, thank you for the 20. There's so many resubs today. Good Lord. Darn it, thank you for the biddies. Phone's gonna overheat. Stop it. Knock it off. Okay. They put inside of the server potential new ghosts with the origin, folklore, and key traits of that ghost. There you are. This is great. Dig, this is wonderful. I think you're right with the names. I think you're right. That sounds right. It looks right. We'll switch over to the screen share and we can look at the images and stuff. Do you care if I show that on screen, Dig? It's wonderfully done. MMB, thank you for the subs. Mocha, thank you for the sub. Welcome in. Is there any chance that Faz will remove some ghosts? Great question. I don't have an answer for you. Hi, Hattie. I don't know. Yeah, it's possible. I don't know. I don't know if people would have a problem with that or not. Izzy, thank you for the biddies. So you think the ghosts will be here to stay or just for Chris? I can only assume that whatever, if they are adding ghosts, let's just assume that they are. Go for it. When I searched it, apparently someone beat me to it, which enabled me to find out easily. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. It's collective work. That's fine. Wolf, thank you for the subs. Hey, Dark Mist, how are you? How soon before new ghosts have zero evidence strats? I imagine pretty soon. People are crazy whenever they get to narrowing down these ghosts and figuring out what they are like, what they can do, what they can't do. People are fast. Like Zero and their team are probably going to figure this out fast. We just have to know. We just have to figure out when this is happening. That's the biggest number. That's the biggest question right now is when. Avalar, thank you for the gifted to Mia. Gumber, thank you for the 9 months. Oh no, thank you for the Twitch baby. Great, more alimony. I mean, child support. I mean, I'm sorry. Are we divorced? I think Dux has it figured out too. Oh, the ghosties? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't figure this out. I didn't figure out squat. Other people figured it out. I had no clue. Yeah. Make it so the ghost could become a teammate and copy voice. Listen, we've talked about that for a long time. A mimic actually being able to mimic. Sheesh. That would be awesome. I would love it. What time is the update? I think the holiday update tomorrow, I think is at 7 a.m. Eastern. I believe so. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Bloops, thank you for the gifted. My God. Gonna need to redo my ghost journal. Stream red. I don't think that we charge that here, Bloops. Oh my God. All the things. Norm, welcome in. Hi, Norm. We're about to pull up the image that Phasmo showed off. We're about to pull it up so we can take a look, take a peeky. Yeah. Are they going to update the mimic for new ghosts? If they add, again, everything we talk about is an assumption that they are adding ghosts. Okay. That is what we're talking about today. There's an assumption that they're going to add them. I'd say it's pretty safe to assume that that's going to happen.
Blizzard.
As for what they're going to do with the ghosts and with the evidence and all that stuff, that is all absolute guess. Nobody has that information. We don't know. No clue at all. Hey, Norm. Good to see you, dude. Kev. Hi. Happy Hanukkah, Marv. Who knows? They could just be redoing ghost abilities to mess with us. It's really cold for some reason in here. I got nothing. All right. Let me bring up this image real fast. Let's bring up this image. Let's do a little share screen real quick so we can all see it together as a team. Yes. Yes. Are there currently any evidence combinations that lead to no ghosts? Yes, there's multiple. Yeah, there's like, I think if you use 24 ghosts, 7 pieces of evidence, all those combinations, you still have like 4 or 5 combinations that lead to nowhere, I believe. Unless there's only 3. And then, well, there you go. That would explain this image. All right, let me do the thing. Let me do the thing. I'm testing something tonight too, so we'll see how this goes. We will see. New ghosts. Yeah, that's the hope, dude. Tis the hope. Okay. That looks good for now. That looks good for now. We'll do the things and the stuff. But all right. So let's take a look at it. Let's take a look. Take a look in a book. Octave, thank you for the 4 months. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, this is the image that Phasmophobia posted on X. I'd say it's pretty safe to assume that there are some new ghosties coming to town. I'd say it's pretty safe to assume. Kind of made it seem like, well, their Death Goddess, my guess is, if anybody is saying that there's a date or when this is happening, that they're guessing. Because there's been no public release about when these are happening. So it's probably a guess. Yeah. Hey, Urban, what's up? Meg, hello. Is that Rhonda in the photo? It is. It does look like Rhonda. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything. I think it's just flavor, you know? It's going to happen before Horror 2.0. You know what? I think that's a safe bet. You guys could listen to Tater. He knows what he's talking about. Hi, Mr. Tater. So, as we can see, we have our list of ghosties. Now, it's a little deceiving, though, the way they made this image, because it says evidence at the top, and then it lists ghosts. So I don't know what that's about. I guess it was just to make it look nice. But if you look at this, the list of ghosts looks different. And the reason it looks different is because it's in alphabetical order. Look at all the ones that are not scratched out. This is in alphabetical order. And we can see the scratches where there's ones missing. And that definitely, this right here definitely looks like a D and an A. And a G and an A. Like, so you can make out these partially. And there are people that have done a really good job at, we think, figuring out what these ghosts are actually going to be called. We believe so. Let me do this. Let me show you guys this real quick. So in combination with a few other people, Dig and a few others, they've used information that they got from other people. This is the assumption of what we're going to get. Again, I repeat, this is an assumption. There is no concrete evidence to say that this is what it is. We are assuming based on what it looked like, what the letters look like, what the names look like. Okay. So these might be 3 new ghosts we get in the game at some point. However you pronounce these. Galu, Obambo, number 5, and Diane, I think so. Something like that. The question is, what are they going to do about these to actually give the ghost unique abilities? That is the question. Thanks a lot, Obambo. Look at this one. Underworld demons that seize, drag souls to hell, cause nightmares, eat flesh, blood, humanoid or bullheaded, often in groups of 7 serving death god. Okay, like, I don't know how to make this into a ghost. It's also going to be said a lot. Yeah, I like Obambo number 5. Sounds like my ex-girlfriend. Oh my God, Tater. This one, Ghosts of Jungle dead without proper burial, possesses newborns living, cause insanity. Now, my hope is that it's not just simple. It's not like, oh, causes insanity, makes you lose your sanity a lot, because that's literally a moroi. There has to be something unique about each of these. The question is, what is it going to be? Vengeful witch ghosts of abused women, childbirth, dead, shapeshifts. So there's going to be some liberty taken with how they go about these ghosts. Drains blood, life source, young men, backward feet. Maybe whenever it walks in UV, it walks backwards. I don't know. Hair-based power. I don't know. Maybe there's going to be unique ghost models. You got me? It's hard to say. It is all up for debate. We don't know yet. Going after the male characters first would be funny. That would be pretty funny. It's going to be a lot of fun to try to figure out what all this means. That's going to be the fun part. Strangles you with its hair. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right. But there you have it, friends. There you have it. That is what we have for now. So we will see. Let's open up Phas. Tomorrow is the holiday update. So that is going to happen roughly at 7 a.m. Eastern time. I will be live tomorrow morning as soon as I possibly can be. So I take my son to school in the morning, and then whenever I get back home, we go live. We're doing it live. Yeah. Possible new. They are eventually adding new death animations, but there's been no word about that coming soon. My guess is that would come with like Horror 2.0. Day off? No, morning off. Morning off. Yeah. Are there drops for the holiday update? We have not heard anything about drops. If drops happen, it'll be a surprise. But as of right now, we have heard nothing about drops at all. Yeah. Ray, thank you for the 2-month prime. Altrucious, thank you for the 10 months. Deer Slayer, thank you for the 5. Awkward, thank you for the follow, dude. Yeah. Gonna be watching in the pet scan waiting room. Oh my God, I hope your pet's okay. Obambo also apparently are warded scared off by noises. Ooh, so I wonder if that'll be a thing. Scared by noise. Can you imagine all of us just chasing the ghost around? Bah! Bah! I'm excited for Winter's Jest too. Yeah. It's going to be good. It's going to be awesome. We saw all the images for Winter's Jest. It's, if you guys haven't seen it yet, they have it posted. There's going to be a bunch of trees all over the place. They finally added trees to the campsites, or at least Camp Woodwind that we saw. It didn't replace the campfire, but you know what? Forgive and forget. The tree at Bleasdale looks awesome. It looks great. Maybe the Obambo will act opposite of a yokai. Remember what I said? When people come in here and they ask me what kind of a ghost that I want, I always would respond the same way and say, chances are this ghost is one of those ghosts whenever that's going to happen. I don't know. Maybe I can convince them and see what happens. I want a ghost that is really, really hard of seeing. And it can only see up to a certain distance. So you could literally be here and it can see you, but do nothing. However, though, it has extremely good hearing so that if it hears you walk, it knows where you are. So I don't know. I don't know if that goes with the brand of any of those, but who knows? We'll see. That'd be super cool. Yeah. All right. We are going to do the weekly. We're just not going to do it yet. We're going to wait for break. And then when Break of Daylight gets in here, we'll do the weekly. A Weeping Angel type of ghost would be interesting. It would be really cool if they did stuff like that to change the way we play. Yeah. Like a T-Rex. Like a T-Rex. Yeah, I guess so. Sure. Kind of like a huntsman ghost. Yeah. Tyler, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah. One ghost shows up in the truck. Just hanging out, just chilling, just hanging around. Yeah, I'm excited to figure out what these ghosts do. Hopefully, whenever they decide to add them, in the past, what they've done is they made it twice, like double the chances that you could get those new ghosts. So whenever they decide to add these ghosts to the game, I hope they do the same thing where you have double the chances of getting it. So there's more of a chance you actually get to mess around with the ghosts. Because if not, I mean, you're just hoping and praying that you run into it, right? Adding more ghosts that act very differently like they did with the Dio would be fun. Agreed. Yeah, completely. It's like when they added the Mimic. It makes you second guess literally everything that you're doing. What if the ghost has an ability and can make you hear noises? Ooh, like drive you insane kind of thing? They discussed it a long time ago about adding hallucinations to the game. They said about adding that with like Horror 2.0. I don't know if that's still something they want to do, but that would be really cool. Make the player start hallucinating. Yeah. One wild ability would be if one of them could do an event when it closes the door immediately, so you cannot go out only after 2 or 3 hunts. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, hallucinations would be sick. Maybe in Horror 2.0. Yeah, Ninetales, hello. Yeah. All right, let's do our spiel real quick. This week's challenge is Deja Vu. This one feels pretty nostalgic, don't you think? At Tanglewood for the 5K. There's the player settings. There's the ghost settings. There's the contract. And there's all the equipment. We did not have dots when this game first released. and we only had certain equipment, like 2 things of salt. There was no sound recorder. We had 2 lighters, not 4. So this should be fun. This should be good. I still wish that they would like go hardcore with the coding on these ones and actually make it feel like it did back then. But I understand that it's not as easy to do. I get it. All right, let's warm up with a nightmare, and then maybe by the time we're done 1 or 2 games, then Break will be ready. Ability to use hallucinations on players that drain sanity like a Moroi. Well, like, okay, you know, no, we're about to do a bunch of Tanglewood. Let's go to Willow. Let's do a Nightmare Willow.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting the investigation.
Give me a second, then I'll be ready to rock. Give me the old bone that spawned under the bed. I never found it. Wait, what? Yeah. She messaged me earlier and told me that she was going to be running late. I was like, that's fine. I was like, I can just run some solos until you're ready. It's no big deal at all. All right. Let me get this set up and then I'm ready to rock. Yeah. Hey, what's up, sweetie? How are you? New ghosts, hello? I know. We just need a date, dude. We just need to hear about whenever they're going to be added to the game. So, as of now, we just get to get excited and assume. And just assume. But yeah. Sweetie, welcome in. How's it going? How are you? Hey, Citro, how are you? Wild West, hello. All right, we ready to go? Let's do the thing. We just need a date. Flash, I'm down for dinner with you. Oh, we're going to go to dinner? Oh, do I get to pick? Can we go to Olive Garden? I love breadsticks. I doubt they're adding other evidence. I would also doubt if they add more ghosts and also another piece of evidence. Crazy. Never would have assumed it. Never thought that was coming. I doubt it though. My guess is that they're adding new ghosts. We don't know when. We just are waiting to hear at some point. All right. Betty Rhodes, 2 unique sounds, a photo, and a ghosty. Can we do unlimited dipping sauce with the breadsticks? Is there any other way to do it? There's 11 unused comments. Is there really 11? I didn't think there was that many. All right. No music box, no cards. Did I just hear you? Oh, you sneaky snake. There we go. Would it be possible that some of them would need 4 evidence? I don't know if they would do that. I mean, I'm sure that like there's a lot that they could change, but you're pretty active. You're a little throwy, aren't you? Well, don't mind if I do. Lizzie, thank you for the 38 months. Tier free, hello. Make it so the twins need 4. No, I hope that they don't do that. I don't think that's going to happen. No. I don't think so. Because look, if you do this, right? Like we could go down the line here. And now this would actually take a while if I decide to do it like this. But look, EMF 5, Ultraviolet, and Spirit Box, there is no ghost for that combination right now. That could very easily be one of those ghosts, right? And you could do this. You could just go down the line and figure out which ones have no combination. Ultraviolet riding orbs. Boom, ghost. And there's a good handful of them that are still available. What if they had an ability where you can pick your ghost in custom? We have been asking for that forever. I don't see that coming. Yeah, Flimsy. New ghosts? Yes. Has to be. Again, we're assuming there has been no official word from them, but I'd say it's pretty safe to assume. Wonder if there's going to be like the mimic that there's 4. Ooh. I don't know. All right. Oh, we have EMF 5. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right. I need you to not try to kill me, okay? Okay. Love you. What if the more attention you give the ghost, the more erratic it is? Good question. I'm really interested in the idea of like the player hallucinating. If they add that stuff sooner rather than later, that's going to be crazy, but I don't see that happening. Mimic 2.0? No. What would be your opinion on more ghosts that can stalk or teleport? I don't know. I would like if they came up with more unique ideas rather than more ghosts that can stalk you. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you here? Where are you? Are you close? Are you near? Night Raptor, hello friend. Didn't get the noti? Oh no. Nobody's home. F off. All right. Maybe freezing? No. Okay, hold on. Let's watch this for a second. Don't think it went off. Did it not? Oh, you're right. It didn't. Okay, if you get double pinged by this, I'm so sorry. You're right. It didn't go off. There we go. It went off now because I made it happen. Hi, Jana. I feel like hallucinations would be a cause more for bugs in the game, but man, it's such a great idea. Yeah, I know. Literal translation is judge. The ghost would be very judgmental. Oh no, we're screwed. Eli, hello. Puppy Toys, thank you for the 3 months. Just got done watching some of the old Phas vids from 4 years ago. Oh my God. Improved so much. I've improved a little bit, maybe. I hear you in there. Okay, well, we do have dots, but it's not what I thought. Okay. Goodbye. Let's get some salt. Why am I just being notified that you're streaming? Because I physically did it myself because the bot said F me. That would be why. Because I did it. And people were kind enough to let me know that the bot didn't do it. Yeah. Hey, Urban, how are you? Evie, thank you for the 49 months. Just got notified I was on. You're very welcome. Guys, who's live? Great. Great. Thank you. Thank you. Hi. Hi. Hey, how are you? I was watching a video of you going into random lobbies. That was actually a really fun time. I did enjoy that. All right. We need to check for a wraith. I need sounds. I also need a photo. Ugh. All right. Don't kill me. Okay. What did we miss? Nothing. I have EMF 5 and I got dots. The only things you missed, we went over the image that Phas posted on Twitter. We went over that image just to show that we think that there's some new ghosts coming. No, I'm coming. I'm chasing you down. Are you a wraith? Did I get you in time? Did I just get you in time? Surge is still sold in Norway. It's not fair. Yeah, F that book. That's not fair. Is the 24/7 an alt? Yes. Yeah. That's my permanent live channel. Yes. That is live 24/7. It is mine. Yes. Yeah, there was a pinned message over there that said, hey. Okay, you're a wraith. That's fine. I need 2 sounds and we need, oh, I need a video too? God. Imagine. Got it. Nailed it. Started watching the vids. I appreciate it, see? Listen. Dot videos are hard to come by these days. The ghost shows up for like a heartbeat and then it disappears. Yeah, I'm on Nightmare. And it never did dots again. No, she's about to right now. Fudge. Never mind. I'll shut up. Hex, thank you for the 13 months. See, thank you for the follow. Listen, we have to try our luck sometimes, okay? And a 1 and a 2 and a... What if I just go sit in here? You know what? F that. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go get a smudge and we're just gonna sit in there with the ghost. Nah, screw this. I'm not about to deal with that. The hallucination dots. Oh no. Oh, I have the sound recorder on me. Son of a... It's fine. Did you get it early? No. The holiday event is going to go live for everybody at the exact same time. So it'll be 7 a.m. tomorrow, Eastern. All right, if you show up when I'm not ready, I'm going to be a little upset. Toe is hungry. Got it. Noted. Thank you. Yeah, I think it would just be, man, hallucinations would be really cool. 7 a.m. Santa's coming. Santa. Bye, Alvin. Oh, hey, how are you? I can't sneak by you to get the camera, so I'm just going to do that. Okay. Noted. There's all the objectives. I could get 3 more photos. So what? I could go find the cursed object. I could... What else can we do? Yeah, okay. All right, let's go get more stuff. Cursed object, the bone? I haven't even seen the bone yet. I walked into the front room, turned the power on, and then dipped. Do you think the Wraith is more prone to mess with the fuse box? No, not at all. I don't think the Wraith has anything to do with the fuse box. If it's messing with the fuse box, it's just by chance. It's not wired to do it more. Bone picture? Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Dink, how are you? Let her burn. Oh, yeah, the crucifix burn. Well, let's go find out what our... Let's go find out what our stuff is. First, let me get these. Okay, walk in this. Please and thank you. Yep, EMF 5 audio. Scarlet, thank you for the year. Come on. Do the ting. Hey, GoPro, what's up? How are you? Courtney, thank you for the 14 months. Okay, you're just not gonna... Oh, you turned the power off? Oh, you dirty hooker. I don't know why my Wraiths like to mess with the fuse box. I get random ghosts that will turn off a fuse box 17 times, and it's not a freaking Hantu. Excuse me. My ghost left. Fine, I'll go turn the power back on. You want to play hardball? All right, do the thing. It's the power move. You're lately been getting ghosts that'll turn it off and then back on. Just, you know, turning the power back on is something that rarely happens for me, but it has happened a few times recently. Maybe it's by the couch. Maybe it's not even in there. I mean, you just the second. Okay, you know what? Fine. Got it. Oh, how dare you? Oh, how dare you? He's sick. That was so rude. The second I put it down, she walked by. What an a-hole. Noah, welcome in. Noah, thank you for the 4 months. I'm sorry, did this go up? Okay, there it is. Never mind. Never mind, we're fine. We're not gonna get the salt. I'll come back for that. I got this. Let's just keep this on us. Let's go find the cursed possession and the bone. Sad. How do you get better at the game? Practice. The more you play this game, the better you're gonna get. I don't want to do the roar. Had a Wraith turn the power back on 2 minutes after turning it off a couple days ago. I said thanks and it tried to murder me. Oh, well, that's not very nice. You said thanks. All right, Stinky. Oh yeah, I need to find the bone. Boner. You got this. Thanks, man. Hi, Hyper. Boner, boner, boner. Probably upstate. Hey, Sin, I'm good. How are you? Do Kinetic partners usually get sneak peeks for the event? Depending on the event, Kinetic partners will typically get early access to show it off. Oh, that's jaw dropping. This one, we do not. This one is going live for everybody at this same exact time. Mrs. Flash is doing wonderfully, Katie. Thank you for asking. I do not have a case of the Mondays. I'm doing great. Played Nell's Diner earlier. Had a Blood Moon first game. Oh, it's so cool. I would love to get a natural Blood Moon on Grafton. It is literally the only map I haven't gotten it yet. Yeah. All right. There's a couple ways I could do this. Okay. This is what we're gonna do. I need both of these, right? I need photo and video. Okay. Let's go do the thing. Which ghosty? This ghosty is a wraith. Kev. New ghost coming soon? That's what we're thinking. I rizzed nobody. You shut your lips. Got a photo of the EMF? I did. I did no such thing. Gotta go make dinner. Bella, you're good. Kev, thank you, dude. Very, thank you for the sub. Welcome in. She, what? That's right. Okay, a-hole. She said it. I'm gonna go get some sanity. We're gonna light this effing circle and hopefully do it successfully and not die. We're gonna get we can get a photo of the crucifix after it burns. We just need to get video. Well, I guess I could do video. No. I want to get a video of the crucifix burning. That's what I want to get a video of. Let's bring 2 of these with us. 2 of those, 1 of those. Careful, SpongeBob. Yeah. Hi, Paige. She says a lot of things, and I'm usually there to catch the things she probably doesn't want me to hear, which is a lot of fun. Any wishes on what the new ghost anybody would like to see? Oh, mister, that's what we were talking about earlier. I said I would love to see a ghost that, I would love to see or get a ghost that was really hard of seeing, but had extraordinary hearing. All right, we'll do a little setup here. So we got that guy. We got that guy. We got that guy. Let's go get a crucifix. Hi, Cloud. What's up, Curly? Just trying to call me on the cell phone. You use that call me on. All right. What do I want to do? Oh, let's get this. The salt is literally useless. I've got, I think, everything down there that I need. Okay. Let's go. Dorito, what up, homie? What if the ghost could teleport to a player to a... Oh, what if the ghost could literally move a player? You know, I think somebody has brought that up before and they were hesitant about it. Like, it actually physically moving the player. I don't know if they're down for that. All right. So we're good. I've got the things. I just need to video this, then we can take a photo after the thing happened with the stuff. All right. So we go 1, we go 2, we safely take that. Okay. And then we go 1, 2, 3. Run, mama. I already have a ghost video. I don't want this. I want this. And then after we do that, we do this. And then we see that we have all of our photos, our videos, and our audios, and all the objectives are done. We know what the ghost is. It's that, and we can leave. Although she might try to hunt me in the middle of this, so this might be dangerous. Unless she eats this crucifix instead because she sucks. Okay, we're good. We can leave. Boner Jam, yeah, I got it. Yep. That's how we got one of the photos. Got the jaw on the floor. For sure. Jana, Death Star, Austin, thank you guys. All right, let's get out of here. That's a perfect game. That was fast too. Heard 3 new ghosts incoming. That's what it looks like on the graphic that we saw. There is 3 scratched out names, so we are assuming that there are 3 new ghosts coming.
Welcome back. There's some jobs
Question
ready for
is
you.
when. Question is when. I thought the rain sound was the ghost, not the cruci was the second when you left. What? Does that mean more evidence items? Not necessarily. We're assuming that whenever they add new ghosts that they're not adding new evidence yet, because there are enough options that do not have a ghost tied to them right now that they wouldn't have to add evidence. So what did we say earlier? We said if you do ultraviolet writing spirit, no, what was it? It's one of these. This one. Ultraviolet writing dots, there's no ghost. Right? If you do EMF ultraviolet spirit box, no ghost. So there's plenty of options. They wouldn't have to add another one. And it would make it easier for now, I suppose. Yeah. Cody, hello. Evan, oh, thank you for the follow and then the prime. Thank you. UV writing orbs too. Yeah. So there's plenty of options. It's fine. Do you hate not grinding for the items again? Because I miss it sometimes. I do miss it where it feels like I need to do the grind, because if I wanted to, I could just play on my alt account and grind that way. But I would really rather do it here. So I don't know if they add something to where like maybe prestige 20 is the highest you can go, but you can add like marks to your card where you can reset all the way back to like prestige 1, but you now have something new on your card, like a new button, a new something to say, oh, they've already been prestige 20 once. Now they were it again. You know what I mean? I don't know. They haven't really talked about it that much, but I know that people have brought up the, not concern, but the wish that there was more once you got here. So, yeah. Like a little hole punch. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be kind of cool. A super emblem. All right, let's go to Nels. I imagine after we do Nels, I'm sure that Break will probably be ready. Or soon-ish. What up, Pez? I still need a prestige. No, look, it doesn't hurt you at all. You get to prestige 20 and you don't have to prestige anymore, right? Do we know roughly what time tomorrow? Probably around 7 a.m. Eastern time, John. Yep. Unless there's some sort of issue that they run into, probably 7 a.m. Eastern. And if you guys haven't even seen it yet, this is the trophy that you're going to be able to earn. But I don't know what the upgraded versions of this are going to look like. So this is the Winter's Jest. We just don't know what the upgraded is. It's early? Yeah, it's early. But for them, though, I mean, it's not that early. All right, let's go to Nels. Little snazzy trophy. Y'all. Y'all. Nighttime, break of daylight isn't for at least a couple hours. A gook, a gook, a gook. Teehee, a teehee. Great to ask about the ghost because I accidentally triggered a warning. All right. Any lucky orbicals? No. Okay. Yeah, Fallen King. Yeah. All right. Let's get our equipment. Heather Wilson, 25%, capture a photo and incense. I am actually going to leave the EMF here. We're going to bring the camera. We're going to be at the ready. Gonna stay up all night to grind some matches for the event. Well, I mean, if you're looking to get any games in before the event happens, now would be the time. Do we know what ghost? What ghost? Thank you, Tico. What ghosts are being added? We're assuming what ghosts are being added based on people like figuring out what it says on that sheet. Where's Tom when you need him? All right, there's no power there. Ghost doesn't mess with any squirty creams. All right, power's gonna be over here. Gonna prestige tonight since I'm halfway through level 98. Nice, there you go. That's the way to do it. Ghosty. Hey, Getz, how are you? Going to Lurkin. Thank you, Hyper. You know, if it's the way it always is, my ghost is going to be over here somewhere. Oh, look, I see my breath. this effing room. I hate it so much. I get it every effing time. Any drops for the Christmas event? I don't think so. Unless they drop it on us last minute, we've heard nothing about it. And every other time that they've done drops with the events, they've told us about it beforehand. So we're just going to assume probably not. Again, if they do, then hey, groovy. They know you love the hallway. Well, tell them to knock it off because I don't want it anymore. I don't want it anymore. Why is the ghost almost always there? I don't know. I don't know if anybody else has that same problem. The ghost for me 90% of the time is in this stupid hallway. And I hate it. Keeps giving you an error. Oh no. Always freezer for you. Same for you. Okay, a lot of you get this hallway. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna put a word in with the big man upstairs. All right. I got you guys covered. I didn't grab a headlamp. I'm all kinds of flustered. All right, there we go. Is it ever in manager's office? I've had manager's office, I think once, maybe. Never had a front of house ghost, always back of house. Had manager's office during launch. Yeah, that's the last one that I remember, honestly. Give me that. Give me that. Give me this. Get the supply closet? Oh, I'd rather have that. Man, such a small ghost room. It'd be so easy to get everything. Never had it in the counter or the dining area. Yeah, again, this hallway. Why this hall? Like, I understand that it's basically trapping two other rooms. So you've got the men's room, and like you have the men's bathroom and the women's bathroom. I get it. However, this hallway particularly, all the time. All right, you're doing nothing? Fine, we'll come back. Yoink. The one with only 1 or 2 stalls. Did you shut my power off? Hey, listen here, dirtbag. Where's my dog barking? It's 9 o'clock at night. I might have to go figure out what's going on because nobody's helping her. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? That was not out here, was it? That was the quietest little footstep I ever did here. Oh no, is that a child? That looks like a small foot. Oh no. Oh no. Josie at it again? Yeah, I don't know why she's barking. All right, I'm gonna wait for this ghost to come back over here. And then I'll turn on, yep. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? No soda for you. It's way past your bedtime. Where are you? Are you here? Precise Panda, thank you for the 15 months. Interesting. Interesting. The ghost wants a surge. We ain't got no surge here. Not open. Is that why they're haunting the diner for all the sodas? I think so. The data's coming out. I'm just checking, you know. We're just checking. Milliam, thank you for the gifted. That soda machine's really bright. There we go. Turn it away a little bit. Come on, ghost. You got to give us something. Hi, Stabbo. Hey, how are you? Gotta give us something. Any day now. Hi, eyes. It's very unintentional. I'm sorry. Ooh, wait a minute. I haven't checked for EMFers. This could be an EMF 5. If it is, Jin Obake Myling. Possible Obake Decay. Wait, you turned the power off. Can't be a Jin. Obake Myling. Maybe. I'm going to see if you skip footies. I'm going to see if you skip footies. I'm going to leave that there. No, stop. Bring this. Stop, child. Reveal thyself. Sound a lot better today. Hopefully everything. Oh, yeah. The congestion stuff. Yeah. It's been getting better each day. Thank goodness. Thank freaking goodness. Cater Diamond, thank you for the gifted. You guys are super freaking kind today. Thank you so much. What the hell? Possible Obake? That's a big old step without a footy. I'm just saying. Apparently the flu's going crazy here. Oh, feel better. Playing hopscotch? Come on, little ghosty. Explain the feat with the Obake. So, the Obake has the ability to hide UV. And it can even do that with its footsteps, meaning it can walk and not leave ultraviolet. So, the assumption is that if you get a really, really big... What the hell is this, like, hopping back and forth shit? If you have a really large step and there's no footprint there, there's a good chance you have an Obake. Now this, I don't know. I don't know, because around this corner it did it twice. They were really long strides. I don't know. It's not getting uppies. This ghost can eat a butt. All right, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I said some things in anger. I'm sorry. Fresh pair of underwears? Yeah, maybe. Okay, let's check temps again. I don't think that word means what you think it means. you keep using this word. Okay, listen, bucko. All right, we're in danger. We're in danger. It's like the spirit box short you put out about it. Oh, with Adam Sandler. So get the hell out of my life. Who needs you? Beat it. Leave me alone. Not the brownie frownies. All right, let's figure out what this is real fast, because I believe Break went live recently, so we want to be at the ready for whenever she's ready. Emmys, thank you for the prime. Donka, thank you, Donka. Smudge. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna let it hunt. Hey, Levy, what's up? Levy, what the hell? Just got the notey, nice. We don't have a second piece of evidence. We're kind of guessing right now. Do you reckon they fixed the Krampus bug for the Obake? I thought that they did that with the Easter Ghost. Because didn't the Easter Ghost have the same problem? Where the ghost would not actually shapeshift as an Obake, but then they fixed it? I didn't get to watch it hunt long enough. We'll try it again. Let's give it another whirl. When's Christmas update? The holiday update's tomorrow. Ew, a child. Ugh. Don't kill me. Sounded quiet? I don't know. That sounded not that quiet to me. Could be wrong. Is the Ouija board fixed? No, not yet. Not quite. Or it's tonight if you're in Australia. Fair. It is on this. It is on December 16th at 7 a.m. Eastern. Convert as you will. Okay, you saw me instantly. Dude, I'd say no Obake. Get out of here, you platypus! God dang. Why is it so fast? Gross. Absolute gross. Okay. We might, honestly, I might just call it. I might just call it because I have ads that are trying to play. I'll snooze them real quick, but I want to get out of here so we can do the weekly with break. What's going on with the Ouija board? The Ouija board is kind of broke. You can't get numbers. So if you ask the ghost how old it is, or if you ask it where it is and it's supposed to give you like a number, yeah, it's a problem. Honestly, with the way that it's acting, I kind of want to go here. It was normal speed when it didn't see me. I mean, it was kind of throwing stuff, but it didn't seem like it was throwing a ton. You know? It has, I don't know. This might be a bolty for all I know. Let's get out of here. Let's give it a try. No more pineapples? Not right now. Not yet. Phantom blanks? I don't think so. Oh, what an awful demon. Gross. Brother, So, it didn't write in the book and it didn't give me freezing, man. We could have figured it out with the whole incense and timing and all that jazz, but I was, no. We wanted to get out of there. Nah. No, it did not act like a demon at all.
Welcome back.
Nope.
I've got some jobs ready for you.
Most non-demon? That is correct.
I've gathered a list of
All right.
other hunters asking for help.
If somebody wants to let Break know that I'm ready, please feel free. I'm going to run ads though while we're waiting. So I do 3 minutes of ads every hour. So that way you guys don't have pre-rolls. If you're not subbed, you don't have turbo. So I'm going to run them now. As soon as they are finished, we'll get into it. Okay. Nature of the beast, man. Kind of got to do it. Okay. Crucifix burns were the only sus thing. Yeah, but even those weren't even that fast. It didn't seem that fast anyway. Loading up. Hey, let's go. Alex, welcome in. How are you? Emmys, thank you for the prime. Oh, my goodness gracious. You know what? Actually, while we're waiting. Hold on. Nah, I kind of want to. No, you know what? No, we can do it. We can do it. We can do it. And then if it's gifted or something like that, I just won't do it until the ads are done. I just won't do it till they're done. We're here. That's 5 gifted, dude. That's a 5er. Hi, Amanda. How are you? Pots, thank you for the 9 months. Wait, what are you doing? My God, guys. Spider? Mall? Brit? What the?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh, were you talking that whole time?
Okay. Well, you know, trying, but apparently the game decided to change my microphone input.
Gary, stop it. Ah,
It's
classic.
fine.
Classic. Oh my God.
But you're gonna have to give me a minute.
Okay, you're fine.
because OBS has decided that I might have to close and reopen Phas.
Okay, no, you're good.
Because my stream is just, yeah, it's lagging so bad.
No worries. You close,
Okay,
we
I'll
go
be right
we go
back.
nowhere.
Okay,
Take your
thank
pants
you.
off. It was a blurp. It was a blurp. It literally sounded like it came from the lobby though, which was extra funny. All right. While she's doing that, I can do the gifted real quick. Or I can try. He's a he's a married man. Come on now. Come on now. Time to hide. She'll never know. She'll never know. The go-to spot? Oh, I could go find another one. You know what? I have a better one. You think she'll know? We'll see how observant she is. She's resetting her stuff right now. If you got gifted, enjoy, friends. Enjoy. Wish they added more hiding spots in the lobby. I wish that they added more games in the lobby. I wish that they added the arcade cabinets and you could actually play them in the lobby. I wish that there was a high score on those cabinets in the lobby. Just saying. There we go. Where's the ads? Can't see any. Sometimes you're not going to get served any. It's regional. So if there's no ads, if that ad is not being served to your region, then you're probably not going to see any. That'd be why. So sometimes you'll get the full brunt of it, and other times you'll get literally nothing. Sometimes it's just the ad lottery. Yep. We're playing with Break tonight. We were playing with Break tonight. Wish they had a full-size football field in the lobby. Betting she walks right by you. I think the flashlight's going to give me away. I think the little shoulder light, I bet that's going to give it away. That's my guess, but we'll see. All right, well, that's happening. That's happening. I can do this. What the heck? Why did that get moved? Hold on. That got moved and I don't know how. All right, that'll do for now. I'll fix it later. What the hell? What the hell? Oh, I know it still doesn't work. I know I need to fix it. I know. It's not happy? What did she do? Did she have to stop and start again? It sucks when that happens, but sometimes it's almost better. Wish we could spectate random lobbies in Pam's room. How cool would that be? If you could go watch if you could watch somebody else's perspective, watch another first person's perspective from a game. You know, I thought about that. How awesome it would be to have replays where you can watch it back. What is the crown next to some names? If somebody has Prime, if they have Amazon Prime attached to their account, they'll have that crown. Yeah. When do the new ghosts? We don't know. Jaden, we don't know. Callie, thank you for the biddies. We're not sure. We know that they're coming. Again, I've been repeating this all night. We are safely assuming that there's new ghosts. We just don't know when they're happening. May have to restart the computer to be, yeah. Yep. That happened to me the other night. Megasaurus, thank you for the 6 months. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. New ghosts for the new year, hopefully. Yeah, I'm hoping it'll happen soon. We'll see. What's wrong with your name? You think it's funny. That's what's wrong with your name. Any ideas what the new ghost could be? There are speculations as to what the new ghosts are. Abilities, no clue. No. Hey, Jamie, how are you? I think the new ghosts will come out Q1 in 2026. I hope soon. Yeah. Hi, Zero. Zero, are you excited, friend? Are you excited? Trying to figure out what abilities they could add. I'm sure that there are some people that are going to figure it out fast. Like, probably guess it correctly. Oh, the mug, it looks purple. It ain't no purple. What the hell? It ain't purple. It was just because of it was probably because of this back there. Yeah. Thank you, Jamie. Brenna, thank you for the 2-month prime. Thank you, thank you. Do you handle your merch or does it come? Fourth wall. Fourth wall does all of that, Vamp. I don't physically handle the merch. It goes through them. What do you think about the idea if they add a backpack that allows you to carry 3 extra items, but the trade-off, you have no sprint? I think it'd be too much. No. That'd be way overpowered in my opinion. Looks purple. Oh, well, it's not. Sorry, it's definitely not purple. Sorry. Hello?
Hey. Hello?
I need to adjust this. So
It's fine. I just had to turn the quality of Phas way down because I can't
Is that too much light or is that good?
Restart my computer and pray.
Yeah.
One of those days.
I was saying the same thing because I had to do that the other day. Literally restart everything.
It's just so random because it's like I started my computer before
Better
stream.
now? Better now, more light?
My computer was turned off all day while I was working. So like, I don't know. It's fine. I don't understand.
I was looking at OBS. My face looked dark.
Computers, man.
Listen, they're here to serve. They're here for fun. They're here to make you lose your effing mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that for sure. That second one. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've got a makeshift
Well,
barn door on my
so
light, and it's
good.
like not enough. I don't know. It's weird. All right. Oh, well, we got ourselves a deja vu. I'm like still. I'm gonna. If it falls off, I'm gonna be a little bit sad. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. Was the dress? Listen. I understand in the image it looks purple. It is not purple. I'm telling you right now. It is like. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like cream. It's not purple. I swear. I swear, dude. Listen. I edit video for a living. Okay, I know colors. I swear. You shut your lips. Oh yeah, I instinctually went to sprint.
No sprint.
I instinctually went to sprint. Oh yeah, immediately. All right.
Yeah.
Let's rock. Charlotte Roberts. Oh man. All right. Flashlights. I guess I'll do. You know what? I'm just gonna go good old fashioned. Yeah. Let's rock. Here we go. Everybody's saying purple must be purple. It's on the internet. It must be true. We did get the Map Explorer to be mobile friendly. Oh, nice. Ghosty. Now, see, if it were real deja vu, there's a few things you'd be able to do. A, you'd be able to hide behind doors.
I don't like this whole no sprint thing. I can't catch it.
I'm also not a fan. Number 2, the ghost would be able to hunt in a non-physical form.
I got a spirit box and a UV. I'm gonna be so hopeful.
Let's rock.
Yeah.
I've got a EMF. I've got a thermometer.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Yeah.
Hello.
A ghost? Any ghosts?
Oh, well,
Wait,
it's
what's
deja
his
vu,
name?
so we're gonna have the Ouija board.
Oh.
I've heard nothing. Into the
Did
map.
I just hear a light switch?
Did you?
I don't know.
I don't see any lights on. Oh, it's colder in here though. You did not hear a light switch. You were losing it.
What did I hear? Okay. You know what? That's fine.
She a little bit loud for you guys.
That's
She's a
right.
little bit loud for
Yes,
me.
I did. Look.
No, you didn't.
There's UV.
You didn't hear anything.
Do you?
That was me. I'm sorry. I ate
Gaslighting me.
Cheetos. I'm sorry.
There's UV on it.
I forgot to wash my hands. It was me.
God damn it! You're as bad as all the ghosts.
Just join the chaos crew. Oh, Torito, let's go. I appreciate you. Listen, it's Cheeto. We might have an EMF 5er as well, friend. Smudge. Well, I mean, we're fine, but I'm going to do that anyway. Let's do that. We'll do this. We'll do that. She said I got UV. I'm going to be so helpful if it's the first evidence. Oh, yeah, I know. Are Cheetos radioactive? The right kind of Cheetos. Yeah.
Where are you?
Right here. I'm right here. Sorry.
I'm not fully convinced that the, yeah, it's right here. Thank you. Jeez.
That's an EMF 5.
You're getting your own lines, huh?
See? I told you. Oh, no.
EMF 5 and UV. Oh, no.
Arnar.
Oh, no.
Arnar. If it's a Goryo, Arnar. We don't have that.
We don't have that, and we don't want that.
Oh, biscuits.
No. Okay.
Have we turned the power on yet?
Spirit box isn't even an option. That's wonderful. That's
I'm gonna go
great.
turn the
No, we
juice on.
haven't. Okay. Maybe talk to the Ouija board.
Thought the EMF sound was coming from your room.
Tell it how we hate Goreos.
All right, I'll go inform it. I don't have my flashlight. I can't see shit. Just kind of guessing. I was close. There we go. There's no UV on the door. Was there no UV on the door? No, there's UV on the door. Yeah, we have goo prints. They're right there. Stuffed animal. Jocelyn, thank you for the 19 months. Buzz, buzz. Yeah, I thought I was there. Watch this be an effing Goryo. I swear to God. Oh wait, we haven't even checked. I was gonna say we haven't even checked for orbs.
I know. I was looking in the truck and I was like, we brought everything. You know, wait.
Whoa, we brought a lot, but not everything. Oh, I forgot to turn that off. I'm sorry.
No, I don't see any orbs.
Okay.
That's unfortunate.
Okay, and you weren't getting spirit box.
That's
so
one
we can't
step
get
closer
spirit box.
to a. We can't get spirit box. That's one step closer to me.
I would love for it to give the book a toss.
Yes, that would be. Charnay? Is it Charnay? That would be lovely. Would you like to do a little tossy
Ghost?
toss? A little talking of the
Oh, ghost fat.
in the okay. Farting is kind of mean, but you know, each their own.
Here, talk to it.
Do you like jazz?
Oh, you
it's
like
the fan.
jazz? Do you like beards? I'm smudging now.
Oh, it's a child.
Ew, disgusting. Ugh. What's the, well, the speed's all the same. I was gonna say, never mind, they're all identical. No, I don't think it's a miling. The footsteps sound too loud.
So the fact that the ghost is 75% speed is really messing
Yeah,
with
that's
my
gonna
head.
really throw us off. That sounded too loud for a miling.
Wait. We walked away from the board with it turned off.
Oh, goodbye. Goodbye.
It didn't break.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Please, here, you do it.
Please.
We were still close enough. We were still close enough to the board that it didn't break.
There we go. That it didn't break somehow.
Wow, we got lucky.
Yeah, we did.
Oh my God. Put the kid in timeout. I could always just see if it gin sprints.
Yeah.
When do I stream tomorrow? As soon as I get home from dropping my kiddo off at school. So it'll probably be.
You put the bunny on the toilet?
Actually, no, I did not. That is a hell of a sentence to say.
You should come see this.
But I'm gonna die.
You'll be fine. I got a smudge.
Okay. It's worth it.
Come here. You
Oh.
understand my confusion?
Oh. No, that wasn't me. I did hear it teleport something earlier. Oh. Okay.
The child just wanted its stuffed animal while I was using the restroom.
Oh my. I'm gonna. Hey, turn the light on. Why is it so faint? Okay. Wait, what am I? Ow!
Careful.
Ow!
Don't get hurt.
I kind of forgot it wasn't Obake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We'll see
Kind
here in a
of was
second.
checking for handprints and things too.
Ow.
Okay, so letting it.
Needed her
Letting
bun
it
bun.
see us see if it's
Keep the
Jim's
monsters
friends. Oh God! Get out of here. That's not helpful, little one. Go back to your room.
Ugh.
Shoo. Ugh.
Ugh.
Shoo.
Okay,
Okay.
you a-hole.
Or just don't listen to me. You know, whatever. Rules are rules. Kid.
I'm going this way. Right, jerk. Stupid ghosty
Maybe
jerk.
it's going back to
Now
its
look.
room. Finally.
You remember, there was no hiding.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
Did we pay attention to how loud it was? I don't think it was.
I don't think it was a myling because I feel like I could hear its footies even though we were far away from it.
Yeah.
Tell the kid you're taking their bun away.
Even though it hasn't touched the writing book, I don't think it's a myling.
I also don't think it is. I think it's a Jin or a Goryo. But
Just-
I know.
you know what? Those two have been flipping back and forth between my most common, so let's pray for a Jin.
Okay. Roger that.
Yeah. Because
Atticus,
I'd
thank you for the
really
prime.
like to get rid of the Gorios.
Well, if it decides to want to hunt again.
Well, it only wanted to hunt when,
Right. Well,
you know, we were offering it
teabagging's not going to
snacks.
get it to hunt. I don't think so.
You never know.
You never know. You anger the
Yeah,
ghosty.
start 'em off young, Flash.
It looked like it threw the book against the wall.
You don't
Did it?
teach your children this stuff?
Oh, wait. No. Well, that's okay. It can't be that anyway. It's freezing
Okay.
or dots,
Just
and we
checking.
can't get the one. No. They respect those that they game with. They don't teabag. That I know of.
They also don't say things like 6, 7.
Yeah, they do. Bastards. And we shame them every day. Okay. Just need to turn the breaker off, right? If it wants to kick the juice, like turn the breaker off, that's fine. Game time. All right, listen. I'm gonna coax it. That seemed pretty normal.
That
This
doesn't
is
feel
a
like it's-
Goryo.
I hate it here. Can you know what? I'm gonna let it hug me because I don't want to be alive anymore. Okay. Okay.
Oh, she went the wrong way. Damn. Sporty, hello, Fred. Urban, thank you. All right, so we're thinking this is a Goryo. I'm cool with saying Goryo because there's nothing we can do about it. I could go check the temps real fast. Sporty Tiger, how are you? Excited for the Winter's Jest update? Dude, I can't wait. All right, don't... You're not stopping me from checking the temps, you little asshole. It is not freezing. I repeat, it is not freezing. To the door. I got Goryo in the book. We did not have freezing. I think we got very unlucky and had a dots ghost. The dots ghost out of all the dots ghosts. Oh, hey, how are you? Excited for the update. I am too.
Welcome back.
You know, that would be the first ghost we'd get.
Yeah. Once we decided it was Goryo, I was like, well, I'm just gonna.
They're like, hey,
Just give
in
up.
Deja Vu, there were no dots back then. By the way, we're going to give you the dots ghost. Enjoy
The
it.
dots ghost. F.
And it was a
you.
child. Ugh. Disgusting. All right. Let's go back and get a better ghost, okay?
Yes, please.
Promise that we're going to get a better ghost.
I promise.
Okay.
I can't promise.
I can't promise. The ending of that. I can't promise.
Before investigating.
I can't because Gorios are my most common and they have been for months.
Stop it. This is your fault. You
And
did
I
this.
really,
You did this.
I've really been trying. Like I've offered them to so many people and no one will take me up on it.
Oh, gross. Breaks already prestige 20? I guess so.
Nobody wants the Gorios.
Nobody.
Know anybody looking for a good?
Anybody
Goryo?
looking for a good
10,
Goryo?
20.
All right, Ghosty. First true to the challenge where dots goes. Boner jam. Whoop. Did I just hear it in master? I did not.
That was me.
Oh
Sorry.
my god. Yeah, I turned around immediately. You son of a. Wait a minute.
I clicked out of the game and when I clicked back
Wait,
in,
wait,
I
wait,
grabbed
wait,
the
wait,
door
wait.
on accident.
I had 6 degrees. Where did I have 6 degrees? Was it over here? Yeah, I had 6 degrees in here. It's in here again,
Oh, gross.
I think. What the crumbs?
Oh, yeah, I see my breath.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the power.
Better not be another
Listen,
Goryo child.
I get that the challenge called Deja Vu. If we get a Goryo, I swear to God.
3 Gorios all in the master
I
bedroom.
swear to God.
If it happens, I blame you. You said it first.
Yeah, but you're the one that keeps getting Goryos. It's your fault. 3 Goryos in a trench coat. Stupid. Thank you, Urban. Ashley, welcome in. How are
Did
you?
see the ghost name?
Oh my God. Is that literally the same first name?
Yeah. I didn't do it.
What the hell?
It's not my fault.
Out of all the names that we could get, and out of all the rooms, and out of all the stuff, if this is a Goryo, there's a glitch.
Oh, good news. We have an orb.
Yay! It's a mimicking a Goryo.
No.
All right, she's got UV. We got a little bit of everything in there. I'll bring this, and I'll bring this. Yeah, let's do this. No. It'd be amazing. No, it would not. Absolutely not.
Where are you? Are you here?
Yes.
Are you near? Are you far?
No.
Do you flash?
Yes. What do I flash? Excuse me?
Are you flash?
Do
you
I flash? What the hell? What the hell?
Now you're making me question.
What the hell?
Where are you?
The keybind for headset use, it's your flashlight. You just have to hold it. Yeah.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Is it shy? It can't be a shade. You know, we got orbs.
Did I see a door? That was weird. Or is that a cat?
I picked up. Oh, my cat's being obnoxious. Yeah.
I thought I heard that.
That's probably
no
my
UV?
cat.
Okay.
No UV. Sorry.
Oh, ghost
Got
rat.
feelings. Big orange cat feelings.
I thought I just heard this random. Oh, freezing.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Nice. Okay. Orbs freezing.
Love if it would do something else. Ghosty, you want to shroud a book?
Right.
Want to touch the book? Write the book.
That'd be fantastic.
All right, I'm gonna go get a smooch. I'll be right back. They've removed disturbed salt photos. I'm aware, unless you were telling somebody else. Yeah. Always wear it, never use it. I only try to wear those if I know that I'm using it.
Farted on me.
Lucky
I don't think
dog.
that was the thing we. No, not lucky. I don't think that's the thing we were looking for.
Are you sure though? Because it sounds like it wanted to provide the goods. Yo, where the power at? Oh shit.
That was the slowest door close in history. Oh my goodness. Well, it's trying to murder us. It threw something, not a book, but something. You know?
It was fine.
Again?
I knew it.
Like, the bathroom's right there, dude.
Heard rumor that there's 3 new ghosts are going to be added to Phas. Correct. That's why there's a pinned message right above you that says new ghosts.
Okay. It's gonna be another Dots ghost, isn't it?
Don't you say that. You don't say that. Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
I see how it is. If this is a rev, I might die.
Well, we needed to mess with the writing book.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. Either one. There's
Any
two
ideas,
of
any
them.
abilities? No, we were given only, we weren't even given the names. We were given scratched out names. They gave us no other information. So everything else right now is a guess. Imagine if there's a game mode where the player could be the ghost. That would suck.
Oh, finally!
That would suck. What'd it do?
It threw it.
Oh, shrew it?
Did it?
Is this a Ure you're about to die to?
I don't know.
Oh, no, it's an event. You're good.
Hair.
It's an event. You're good.
She didn't have any hair.
Based on what it's not. Oh, it's Rhonda.
We're gonna. Yeah, she's missing her hair though.
I'm Rhonda. I'm a Ure. Here's putting one to record. Flashback. What the hell? That thing came directly to us.
No.
What the hell?
Very, very slowly. It was quite rude. Do you want to double check? Do you want to double check spirit box?
Critter cat. Yeah, I could do that real quick. Yeah. Just in case she wasn't getting it.
Don't die.
Roger that. Where are you? Are you here? Oh God. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? Nothing. 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 Sporty Tiger, thank you for the 2 months, homie. Guys, if you're not following Sporty Tiger, they're another amazing content creator. Plays lots of games. Lots of games. I didn't get squat. Nope. I'm cool with going with a Ure.
Alrighty.
You cool with that?
I'm cool with that. Yeah.
Cool with that. There we go. It moved rooms. It spawned in the living room for a few times. It did, but it was still cold in that room, and we're just going to hope and pray.
At me.
All right. Yeah, let's do it.
Pushing the button.
Yeah. Jokey, thank you for the follow. Psycho, welcome in. Come on, Yuri. Just got to be hopeful. Just need to be hopeful.
Welcome back.
Nice.
There's some jobs ready for you.
Don't you dare say mimic. I mean, not that nice. That's not exactly what we want. That's 2 dots ghosts in a row, by the way.
Yeah, at least it wasn't complete days.
Same room. Right? Both were dots ghosts. Both were named Charnay or whatever it was.
Charnay.
We get a third Charnay,
Yeah.
and DK's pressing a button somewhere, and I'm not okay with it. I swear to God.
All right, we're here.
Oh, nope, it's a Karen.
Take a look at the equipment and prepare a course.
Even better. Awesome. All right, well,
Classic.
I'm going to grab a flashlight and go straight to the master bedroom.
I was gonna say straight to the manager's office, but we
Yep.
don't have one.
Close enough.
I think that is the master bedroom.
All right, I've got a
Yep,
spirit box
yep,
this
that
time.
works.
All right. God dang it. DK's at his computer. be in that room. Don't be there. I heard a switch. It's hit a switch in dining. It's not a mare.
Oh, good. It's not in the master.
Yeah. I'm not even check freezing right now. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Where are you? Are you here? No. I'd say no to the spirit box. We can try again in a bit. It did hit that switch. I don't know for sure if it's there. It might be somewhere else. And oh, I'm so sorry. You know, it's not that cold. That's a little concerning.
You think it's not in there? Just was hitting the light switch for fun?
It's in the basement, that's why. Agreed. I agree with that sentiment. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you close? Here.
Oh, good.
Have a
Let
chat.
me put this down and I'll leave.
No.
Okay.
You can have a talk.
Where are you?
Hold on. Okay, good. Andrew, thank you for the follow. Did I say dining room? I meant Karen in the basement. Classic. Classic Karen in the basement. Who'da thunk it?
If we trust that it's listening to me, then I got nothing.
Okay, roger that. No orbs. So I'm going to get another book, and I'm going to get a UV. Dio? That'd be wonderful. I would love it. Tomorrow, for anybody that's asking, I'm going to be live as soon as I can be, which is probably going to be closer to like 8 a.m. Eastern. Ish. I'd say, we'll just say 8 o'clock for now. Hello? Oh, ghosty. Okay. Got cold. Give me this. Let's see how cold it is. What is tomorrow? It is the holiday event. It's cold, but not freezing yet. Your third ghost was a Dio? Nice.
This is really quite dark.
Yeah, if anybody's curious about what time that is in your time zone, that is worth a Google,
Truth
friends.
something?
Yeah,
Oh.
Shrew the book.
True the book.
Shrew it. Oh, 1.0, come on.
Wait, we don't have anything yet, right?
That is correct. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Ultraviolet! Where are you? Are you here? Jesus Christ.
Do we have an EMA 5?
Ah, we certainly do.
Nice.
Oh no, look what's on the table.
No.
Oh, I
I
just
mean, we came
saw
to
it.
the realization at the exact same moment. It's fine.
Oh man.
You wouldn't be that way,
Rebecca,
Karen. You
Ashlyn,
wouldn't do
thank you.
that to us.
Oh man.
Didn't do that to us, right?
It wouldn't give us 3 dots, Ghost, right? 2 of which are Gorios. Will I be able to watch you at lunch, EST?
You know,
Possibly.
There's another Goryo that computer reset is looking real sweet.
We don't have orbs. We're not getting spirit box. Well, we can't get spirit box anyway, based on these goes. Freezing writing dots. It threw the book, right?
It did throw the book?
I think it did, didn't it? Is there a book down there that is disheveled?
Was there more than one book down here? Because I see one that is not disheveled.
Well, we have no book in the truck.
And there's probably a second one somewhere.
It did throw it. I thought it did. I'm fairly certain it threw it right in front of us.
I think you're right. I think I remember that. Oh, I found it. Yeah, okay. So no writing. Not getting freezing.
Good down there?
She just had something to say. It's not looking good, Flash.
Okay.
Not looking good.
I'm sitting here with an EMF on the breaker. Is she being hunted? You okay?
No orbs, right? It has to be.
I don't think so. I don't know what's going on down there.
Okay, well,
You okay down there?
I'm just crying on the inside, but yeah, I'm fine.
We think it's a Goryo again. If this went off, that would be so wonderful.
I think
I
it's
mean,
Rhonda again. She's
listen.
really excited.
If it is a Goryo, like, it kicking the power would be really nice just so we could close that book, you know?
Yeah, I don't think she's interested.
Interesting.
You know?
Yeah, I was hoping to get it. I mean, we could do this speed
hoping
test
for the
again.
gin. I don't think it's a gin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put cruises down there. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Or would you like to play with the 4?
I mean, has it eaten any of the cruises yet?
No.
Wow, what a jerkhole.
I know.
Well, what should we ask her?
Does she like... You know what? I don't know.
Hold on.
Does she like
Let's check.
cruises?
Hold on. Let's see. Do
Where
you
would
like
she
Christmas?
go on her next vacation? Okay.
Wow, dude. Are you a Grinch? Are you the ghost of Ebenezer
need a
Scrooge?
vacation?
Goodbye. Did it
You
go
need another
did that just go to,
vacation?
did that just go to say yes? I asked if it was
I don't know.
Scrooge. Oh, you're such a Goryo, you sicko.
Sorry. Yeah.
E. 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 E.
Oh, it's Pam. Aw, I thought it was Rhonda.
Nope, Pam Jam.
Damn.
Pam Jam. Wow, dude. Imagine having two
that's
Goryos on a weekly with no
unfortunate.
dots.
Yeah, you're gonna not invite me. Like, you're gonna be like, you want to play on Deja Vu? No. Next time, because I'm pretty sure this is my fault.
That's okay. It's fine. Let's just leave. This is disgusting and I hate it. All right, Goryo in the book.
It's fine.
Jaden, there's no word that that's happening tomorrow. Yeah, there's no dates that have been posted about when the ghosts are being added.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
Imagine. Frickin' imagine.
That's really unfortunate.
I hate it here. Well, at least we got it done. All right. Well, that was a beautiful deja vu. I couldn't be happier with that. Thanks, Karen.
Freaking Karen doesn't even like Christmas.
It'd be crazy bad PR if they didn't at this point. I know. We're all like, people are making assumptions. Heard multiple people say it. Yeah, but did you hear Kinetic say it? You know, nothing in particular. Just, you know, chill vibes, you know. We got an update happening tomorrow. We're gonna have some winters happening.
We do. some winters.
Some winters. It's gonna be
I know,
weather in
actually,
here.
I'm really excited.
I am too. It's gonna
And
be cool.
freaking, I don't,
Yeah, me
curious
too.
As to, are we gonna get more info tomorrow?
Oh,
as
right.
to said stuff and things.
I hope so. I hope so. So I guess we'll just have to find out in the morning, or sorry, whatever time it is for whoever.
For whoever, yeah.
Why is it deja vu?
Anyways,
Because
but,
it's
yeah, I'm
rotated
excited
back
for
to
the
that.
event, Actually, legitimately, really
Yeah.
excited. Can't wait.
All right. Well, speaking of excited, to Edgefield we go. It has nothing to do with excitement. I just want to say Edgefield.
Edgefield. You get really excited to play with the shoes.
Have
I
them
know.
shoes,
It's okay.
yeah. How long am I streaming tomorrow? I don't know yet. I know that I'm going to start as soon as I can, which will probably be like 8 a.m. Eastern. I don't know how long I'm going for, though. That is up for debate.
Whoever was here must have summoned the ghost with a cursed object.
Same winter event as last year? Correct, but there's going to be some changes, though.
Don't know what it's capable of.
We know for a fact that there's a naughty or nice list that we're going to be able to see on the porch. Yeah, Finn, I am. How surprised would you be
I
if
know
they
what Kyle's
dropped it tomorrow,
capable
though?
of.
Dude, how awesome would that be? How sick would that be? What? I'm sorry?
Oh, I said I know what Kyle's capable of.
Oh,
The van guy said to be careful. You don't know what the ghost's capable of.
okay.
Capable of? But I know. I know. Yeah, capable.
All right,
Cap-
I'm gonna do.
capable?
I'm
That way?
going all side objectives. I'm the quest guy. I'm getting parabolic. I'm
Okay.
getting firelight, and I'm
believe
getting
in
motion
you.
sensor on it.
Look at you go.
And don't forget, you can
He's
sprint.
capable of tying his shoes, by the way. in
Yeah,
case you
let's go.
wondered.
Damn right he is. Mr. Tater Cheap. Yeah, I'm gonna be. Honestly, I'm excited for the event in general. So that's gonna be awesome. If they decide to drop the ghost tomorrow too, we're gonna have a lot of shit to do. Oh, look, a mirror. Well, don't mind if I do. It's in the dining room. Little peek, little peeky. Little peek peek. Zed, thank you for the 5 months. Actually, well, when in Rome. All right. Juice is loose. Got it. Okay, blood, firelight, all the side objectives will be done. Would be cool if the naughty list was everyone who speed farm. That'd be kind of funny. That would be pretty good. This, give me this, give me that, give me that. Your wish for Christmas is to remove the shade. I'll pass it on to the big guy. Ethan, thank you so much for the gifts.
Again, got a UV, maybe? Perchance?
Hey.
No? Okay.
Thank you. Put a crucifix down. I'm okay. Or not.
Okay, I'm gonna
Where
find
are
the
you?
bone.
Are you here?
Found it.
Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Are you angry? Are you here? Are you break? Are you me? Are you you? Are you Tater? Are you, where are you? Are you here?
Are you Tater?
A Tater.
Wait, what?
You know, Tater Cheap.
Yeah, I know him.
All right. You ever heard that guy? Yeah, him. I should be able to
Wait, why
record
are
you. This
asking
is
if
stupid.
the ghost is did something happen that I don't know about? Damn it.
No, nothing in particular.
Okay.
I really hate that we can't take a video of the piano going off.
Just checking. Yeah, me too. I really wish.
Makes my heart sad.
Yeah.
Being a poor
You know
little
what?
ghost,
Oh
you
my
get
God,
absolutely
Flash, I was
spammed.
gonna tell you.
It'd be
You know
so
what happened to me
aggravating.
yesterday?
Uh-uh.
Yuri closed the front gate at Woodwind.
Nice.
Couldn't video it.
Not nice. You can't get
rude.
audio of this either. You can
I
get
was
no media of
devastated.
that. I don't think you can.
Well, first I was elated because,
Yeah.
Yuri doing Yuri things at Woodwind.
Classic.
Imagine. But then I was really sad because I couldn't get video of it.
You should. Right. You absolutely should. I don't understand why you can't either. It doesn't make any sense. All right. Let me get a smudge. I'll get this for some more video. Back in. If not video, should at least count as audio. Right. Now, it would make more sense for it to be video, though, because think of it like the same way that we do with any of the media, where if someone shows you this thing, do you believe that it's paranormal? If somebody plays an audio of a piano, that's not really anything. But if somebody shows you a video of the piano going off by itself, that's a different story.
Ghost. It's time.
It's time. Okay, that's not what I meant. Get ready for the salt.
I'm told, Ghost, that you like potatoes.
It's watching. It's watching. Hey,
I'm
salt,
watching.
salt, 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 salt,
I got
salt,
it. I got it. I got
salt,
it.
salt, salt. Do we have any evidence right now?
No. Hey, look, he likes
I mean, that doesn't make it evidence, though. Oh my god.
it. We have evidence that is a big fan of Flash.
Tried to kiss my
and
lips.
potatoes.
I wasn't having it. Ugh. He smelled like salmon and regret. All right. Just wanted a hug. Yeah, that's what they all say. I still need 2 more sounds. Hey, could you blow out the firelight and then eat the crucifix in that order, please? Okay, there's 1. Actually, wait. Hold on. That might screw me over. Hold on. Never mind. That'll work.
Got it.
All right.
Video of it effing the shoe.
Yeah, F that shoe. We need 1 more video. We need 2 more photos, though. All right. What is it going to be of? Photo of the ghost.
Wait, still 0 evidence. Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, we do have no evidence, don't we?
We don't need evidence.
Wait, we didn't know we had EMF 5.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, do we?
Where am I? Hi.
Oh, do we?
I'm sorry. Okay. It's effing more shoes.
It is. Listen, Ghost, you can't take my job.
It's replacing you.
So, listen. Remember that thing we talked about earlier?
Turned off the breaker.
Do you remember that thing we talked about earlier?
No.
So, would you
What?
mind
Wait,
getting
what?
mind getting out of the ghost room for me?
Oh god. Do I need to just... Yeah, I need to just restart everything, huh?
We'll find out.
Oh, hey, Kyle. How are ya? Oh, you have the camera. Perfect.
I got him. I got the shadow ghosty. We need 1 more photo.
Nice. Kyle. You gotta stop, Kyle. You gotta be something else.
It's not going to be dots, right? Yeah, it's Nightmare 2 evidence. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you, dude. Appreciate you. Okay. We'll take that. Goo.
Oh god. That's gross.
Going back to his room. All right, I'm gonna put this on there. Do that over there. Would you knock it off? I guess don't hide there. Roger that. It's not freezing, is it?
Not last I checked.
Roger that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's like 3 degrees.
Okay. Oh, we still need 1 photo, though. Now, if we're in the room, it's not going to give us dots. That's the problem. Trying to write. Did you see that?
Yeah, no, I did not.
Oh, ghost fart, though. Watch out. Oh, we can take a photo of that, though. Nice.
So, yes, I should restart my game again.
But it doesn't...
Wait, it's not my lobby. This is your
It doesn't
fault,
make
right?
sense. It's right. It's my lobby. Shut up. It doesn't make any sense why we would be getting more Goryos. I don't understand.
Damn it. I don't want them. I already have enough.
All right, I'm going to try something here, okay? I'm going to drop this.
Okay.
Drop that. Drop that. I need an order here. I need this, followed by this, followed by this. Okay. It is going to walk through the dots.
Wait.
I'm going to get a dot photo. Do you understand?
Uh,
Never mind, because you filled
we
the
don't
book.
Have... I was gonna
Delete this. Delete this EMF reading.
Sure. Yeah.
There we go. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. Come on, Ghost. Me and you, we can do this together. We're playing with Break of Daylight. It's not going to show up.
If you want, I can watch the video and let you know when the ghost is there, and you can try.
Yeah, but like trying to time it where it's like now.
But, yeah, but
And then it
also you gotta
disappears.
scroll. Okay. Okay.
That's okay.
believe
It's
in
okay.
you.
That's what I'm hoping that I can
You
just.
got this.
I'm hoping I can just stay right here and then quickly hit the Q button and then just pow photo. Or that.
The ghost punctuated your.
Dun,
comment.
dun. Come on.
He sounds like he's on board. He's just, not doing the thing.
Yeah. I'm not liking it.
Kyle, you're a stink butt. We don't like you.
We're not in the room. Come on. It's going to show up for a heartbeat.
Kyle,
and
if
go
you
away.
want to have friends, you'll do the dots right now.
No. Wait, what the hell? I was in the wrong sequence. What happened here?
But it worked, didn't it?
He did
You
show up
wanted
for a second.
friends. Oh.
Okay, there we go. Now it's right. All right, I'm ready. I have 25 seconds. He showed up and disappeared. He was over to the right. I never would have got it. Kyle, show yourself. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Kyle. Kyle. Kyle!
Please, Kyle.
I smudged him. I bought myself more time. Hey, Melissa, thank you for the follow. Okay. He's over there. Okay.
And now.
No, it's not. No.
I'll
no.
do it.
Too soon.
You can
too
do
soon.
it.
Kyle, where are you?
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Are you here? Kyle, do the ting. Okay. All right. That was a ting, not the ting.
Kyle, do you like chocolate? I think that's a yes.
This a-hole.
Flash has chocolate.
I don't
Kyle.
have chocolate. Wait, what? Oh, wait, yeah.
If you do the dots, you can have the chocolate.
You can have whatever you want.
Work with me here.
He loves the piano, though.
He really does.
3.
Kyle, if you want to go to the
2,
concert, you
1.
have to do the dots.
Kyle! God damn it, Kyle. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's a no-go.
Yeah.
Can you delete that photo, please? That counted as a burnt crucifix.
I see that.
Excuse me.
F you.
Wait. Oh, we do have the mirror. Okay. Mirror. Oh, you know what? I'll stay.
That's not good.
I was like, I'll leave. Oh, you know what? F it. I'll stay here. This seems fine. God damn it. Shut right in my face. I tried, man.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. He got up here and he was like, oh, never mind.
F this guy.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, yeah.
Did you take another photo?
I did not take another photo. I went to get another smudge.
Oh.
All right. Oh, I almost took that photo. It just stopped. We didn't smudge that hunt, did we?
No. It'll be fine. Oh God, he was right there. I'd have been on. I would have been dead. It's
by
fine.
fine.
Yeah, see, it was just an event. It was fine.
Hey, I got the photo, by the way.
You know, that whole time.
All right. I didn't see dots. I was looking for the dots.
I know.
And there were no dots.
I'm telling you, it's so stingy. It is so stingy. It won't do it.
What the heck?
New ghost coming? We think so. We just don't know
That
when.
was fun. Let's not have any more of those. Please.
It's so gross. I'm so gross. Wait, I'm so gross. It's so gross. You're confused why the ghost has a name?
Jobs for you.
Black Cat, where does it say that it's dropping tomorrow? Can we guess the next ghost? You're more than welcome to vocally guess it if you want to. All right. You choose. Jesus Christ. Like, you're going to guess Gorios?
I'm a
You're,
little bit scared
of what?
to do a larger map because.
Oh, if it's a Gorio there, that'd be disgusting. Gross.
Yeah. But do we want to do like a sunny full or a sunny restricted?
Dealer's choice.
I think we do a full.
Okay, I'm down. I'd rather have 3 mimics than 3 Gorios any day of the week. All right, let's go. Think the next one will be an Oni, please.
All right, we're here.
It's snowing.
And prepare accordingly.
Oh, it's we're just prepping for tomorrow. I
We're
love
just
it.
getting ready.
To report, but it looks like
Just getting ready.
Any lucky orbs?
I don't think so.
Lucky orbs?
No lucky orbs.
Jim Cordero. Guessing a stinky spirit?
Not that I see.
Okay. All right.
Too bad.
Was this
That's
full?
Okay, we tried.
Okay. All right. Parabolic, all that. It's going to be cold everywhere, so F that. Okay, we're good.
Compel videos. Photo of the ghost. I got this.
Yippee skippy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Zondra Faith, I appreciate it. Thank you, friend. Thank you, thank you. Lucky Dingaling. Where was that? Was that not over here? Insim said early today that it would be tomorrow. But did the developer say that it would be tomorrow?
I'm just didn't check myself. You know.
Hey, so I thought that I walked in and I heard a toss. I don't know if it was over here, if it was over there. I'm not exactly sure.
Oh.
Yeah, just saying. Boner.
Oh.
Rhodey!
Still
All
broken.
right, I'm going to go find the power.
It is flash. It's like 3.
Super cold right here. Hi, Road. How was your stream, friend? Not getting any whispers.
Holding up.
Okay. Played some Cursed Companions. I have yet to play that game. All right, let's just bank on that. I'm gonna go find the power. Here's how the new ghost would change since the game. Oh, since you only play no evidence. Oh well, Leviosa. If you play no evidence, you just have to figure out the traits of the ghost. That's it. So that's just a matter of time. Rhodey, I hope that you had the bestest time.
Like I don't want to throw all my eggs in the basket.
I know. I'm still trying to like listen for it.
It's like 6-7 degrees everywhere else I checked.
Why do you have to say that?
I didn't even think about it, dude.
You did that on purpose.
I'm gonna go check kitchen for power.
I think that's where it is.
Okay.
Hi, Karumba. You play Phas with your friend and we don't stop to die. Do you have tips? You mean you don't stop dying? Or you mean you don't purposely go out of the way to stop so that you can let the ghost get you? Don't you need no. The ghost isn't downstairs. Or it wasn't over there. I've heard nothing else. I heard one thing from the ghost and that was it. She said it was really cold over here, but we've heard nothing else. I don't know, dude. Savannah, thank you for the biddies. I got nothing. Is the power on? Oh, nice. Okay. Nice. That's coming soon. Yep, you're going to get him in about 30 seconds. I've heard nothing, dude.
Okay, well.
Okay, I did now. What the hell? That is downstairs all the way over in the hospital wing.
What?
Why did I heard it though? I thought I heard it like this, like here. Dude,
Like up
okay.
here, and it's still a little bit colder right here than the other rooms. So like, I don't.
Interesting. Possible stalker. It might be. Twins wouldn't be on separate floors. No. Hi, Mr. Chinggis. How are you feeling, sir? I'm a little sus of a stalker ghost. No, you guys are confusing how twins work. That's not how twins work. Twins is not a ghost on two separate floors.
First room, there's a light on.
Ayo. You need to think of twins like one ghost that has two different interaction radiuses. What is a stalker ghost? A ghost that stalks you. Let's do this. Moving in here for a while. Do that. And yeah, give me that. Give me that. But we don't know if it's a stalking ghost or not. It's snowing, so it's cold literally everywhere. Ba-ding. What type of ghosts? Stalking ghosts, you have either banshees or phantoms. Wraiths don't stalk, they teleport. They're the only ghosts that can teleport. And everything you say is obviously caveat. If it's a mimic, it could also do that. She said first room. I'm assuming she means over here. Yeah. We have orbicles. The ghost was inside me.
Oh my.
Yep.
Did you buy it dinner?
Nope, it didn't even pay.
Ice cream? Like anything?
No, just welcomed itself.
Damn.
Damn mouth hugs. Vertex, thank you for the 26 months. Sick son of a bitch.
Where are you? Are you here?
That's the action I came for.
Are you friendly? You're not even listening. Where are you? Are you here? Are you close? Are you old? Are you young? Are you Flash?
Yep.
Are you Tater? I mean, because do you like taters? You like Flash? Was that this one?
No, it touched a Nor over here.
Somewhere else?
And now it threw something over here. All right. It's throwing stuff. I mean, no, because if it was a banshee, like this isn't considered a basement, is it?
No, there's other rooms. Isn't the only way it could stalk you upstairs if it's in
It's
the
just turned on
basement with
another light switch.
no other rooms, right?
Yeah.
No UV.
Hey, Angel, how are you? What is the cursed? Oh, I don't even know. She took a photo up. Wait, actually, I could look. She took a photo. Tarot cards. Great. Awesome. Did I found the cursed object? I did found it. Yeah, it was inside of the chapel always. It will always be in the chapel. Come on. Banshee scream. Go.
Writing.
Yep, I hear that. Never mind. It's a Revithay classic. So it turned on a light. It can't be a mare. It's one of these two. It's one of those. Potential to bring back to life.
Who else is in here acting like it's doing a mayor test?
You playing fast tomorrow, Wednesday? I'm playing fast tomorrow and Wednesday. Yeah. Is it the trot card? It is the trot card. Yeah. All right. Give me a smudge. Well, I mean, really, we just make it hunt. Call it a day. We need a photo. We need a video. Oh, it's written something in the book. Hey, that's no ordinary shadow. she got that one. Repel. We need 3 unique videos.
Hey, you think he's gonna try and murder me?
No, he's friend shaped for sure.
Okay. I'm trusting that because
Imagine if they add
No
more ghosts. I
protection.
have a feeling they're going to add more ghosts. Yeah. We have a sneaky. All a matter of time, friend. We just don't know when. How many ghosts are too many? That's a good question. I think you're right. I think 30 you'd be really pushing it. See,
Hey, do you happen to have a smudge?
it does.
You want to repel it when it decides to murder us?
Sure. Nothing would please me more than trying to stop it from moidoing us.
Or do we want to, like, go play with some cards, listen to it hunt from upstairs?
We definitely go. Oh, okay. All right. Well,
You know what? It happens to everybody. It's fine.
look, this doesn't usually happen, okay?
Yeah, that's what they all say.
I thought I had the sound recorder out and then I accidentally. Oh, man. God damn it. Sorry, I was nervous.
So about that whole repelling the ghost while
I
it's
was
hunting
nervous. All right, so we're gonna have to go get another one. My bad. That is my bad.
Yeah, so actually listening to it from upstairs would be fun and all, but like we do need to repel it. So
Yeah.
we might as well. Yeah.
Gosh dang it.
Sure. Did you want to go for a perfect game? I wasn't too worried about it.
It's up to you. I was just getting extra stuff because we're here, jamming.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Figure why not?
Let's think at least objectives. We just need to repel for the last one. So.
Yeah. At least, yeah, that's usually what I do too. I'm like ghosts and objectives, and then I'm good.
Yeah. Oops.
Now you have to go all the way to the kitchen to turn it back on.
We didn't need lights, right?
We're falling apart, man. All right. Falling apart. All right, I got another smudge.
Couple of professionals.
But we can pull cards. I'm cool with
I don't know
that.
what you mean falling apart. We're professionals. We're doing great.
We could get lucky with these two, with Firelight and Salt over near the tarot cards.
Ooh, okay, so we need 2 more sounds. 2 more
We
videos,
need
1 more
2 more
photo.
videos. We need 2 more sounds and a photo. It's going to take some effort to get all that stuff there. Bunny, where does it say tomorrow? See, the one thing that I'm doing is I'm continually asking people where Kinetic said it's happening tomorrow because nobody can answer that. Not a single person can answer that. Pre-smudulation? I didn't mean to. I'm going to go turn the power back on, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. If they added more, do you think that they would take any away? I don't know. I'm not sure. Somebody asked that earlier, and it's a really good question because there's some ghosts that obviously suck, but I don't know if I necessarily want them to go away. But there is going to reach a point where there's too many ghosts. When we have too many and it's just too much to work through. You get into the game and you're trying to figure out 30 ghosts. That's a lot, dude. People are saying, yeah, it is.
Just bring the crucifix for a second time, apparently.
Nice. There's no problem with assuming that it's tomorrow, but there's nowhere that says that it is. That's the issue.
He's threatening me. I feel scared.
What do you say? They can take Oreos? Yeah, they can get rid of those. What did it say? What?
Something like that, yeah.
Are you in the ghost room?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Got all the videos.
Nice.
I might die.
Oh, that's okay. Well, don't do that, though.
Hey, do you know, is the sound recorder upstairs?
I see an EMF. I see a parabolic. Where's the sound recorder?
I don't know.
Is it not down there?
No. And that was our last cruisy burn.
Oh, I threw it at the front desk.
Oh, how dare.
Damn it. Thank you. I could get hunting and then hide there. If it comes all the way upstairs. We can make it come upstairs by making an event. All right. I've got a smudge and I've got the sound recorder. I could get a hunting.
Sorry, I forgot about the whole plan of pulling cards and
Yeah.
seeing if we could get lucky upstairs.
You ran away.
Because the ghost was doing stuff down there, and I just, we went for it.
Well, there's no need to guess the ghost names. I'm pretty sure there's people that have already figured it out.
You might get the sound of me
You got
dying.
this.
Are you ready?
Let's do this.
Okay. Oh, it was the tower card. I'm fine.
All right.
That was anticlimactic.
Here we go. Oh, there goes my sanity. Okay.
Oh,
It's already gone, but that's fine.
Perfect. Will Fortune Red? Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Just got all my sanity back. Disgusting. Okay.
Let's go. Well, another Will Fortune Red. You got yours back.
Death card.
Mine's permanently gone.
Hunting.
Oh.
Yippee skippy.
Okay. Okay.
Under the assumption the ghosts will be released tomorrow. If they do, great. We are ready. If
Yeah,
not,
that's
oh
okay.
well. At least we're ready. Right. Again, there's zero problems with assuming.
Pretty sure. Hi, car.
Oh, it fast. You have the sound recorder, right?
Yeah. I don't know if I can get this audio. I'm going to try.
It's coming this way. Maybe. Oh, yeah. Kind of. I think it's coming. You ready?
I'm ready.
It's here. Do you think she made it? Never mind. She didn't even get the sound. Come on. What's bothering me in the teaser image is that if it's in alphabetical order, the Dio and the demon are flipped. Ooh, touche. That's a good point. Will you F off, please? I need to try to revive my friend. Chicken? No, more of a beef kind of guy. Alphabet be hard? Sometimes. All right, I'm going to try to bring you back. How'd you figure out that it wasn't a mare? Because it turned on a light switch earlier, so we knew that it wasn't. It couldn't have been. All right. Tower, useless, fun. Awesome, another tower, perfection. Greg? Oh my Lanta. Look at us.
I can get the hunting ghost audio. I think it would have to be.
Okay. Hermit card's the last card. Hot diggity dog. You're muffled, by the way.
Well, thank you.
That wasn't a compliment. I don't have a smudge though. If I go get a smudge, I could get a hunting audio. Hopefully.
And maybe we can get like firelight.
Or we can just sit here because the ghost is a jerk.
Well, I have a smudge. Is there hiding up here?
Yeah, we can hide behind the thingy over there.
Wait, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
If it decides to come upstairs.
If it decides to, yeah, visit.
It's close.
Okay.
Yeah. Still didn't count. I also didn't get it. I tried. I'm more worried about bringing her back, but I can't bring her back with cards again. Unfortunate. Yeah, it's a thing. Ghost said, order up. Yikes. Here, I'm going to leave this here with you because it doesn't work well anyway. There you go. Make it look like you did it. Okay, bye. Where to food? Your name's Nugget. You don't need food. Too willing to face the ghost. Well, I don't know what happened. Precisely. All right, put that in your book. I hope we get new and cool. We're going to eventually get new ghost models, but that's not, I don't think that's going to happen for some time though. Yeah, that's not going to happen for some time. Bro got revived? Yes, she did. Yeah, bro did get revived. Yes, she did.
So tell me you saw my smudge burning.
I did. I did.
Okay. Yeah, and I died anyways. Okay.
You did?
Just wanted to just checking.
Okay, fair enough. Which Christmas one? She's doing that one? Isn't there, what's the, hold on. Going back in the day. There we go.
Also, for me, it seemed like you were slightly in front of me, but you know, it's okay. I understand. The
okay.
ghost really liked me. We thought he liked you.
Listen, whatever excuses we
But-
need to use, we can do whatever we need. Fine.
You know. I
Hockey,
thought he
thank you
liked
for the
you. He
raid.
was
Hello.
inside of you, but he actually was a big fan of me.
Well, I mean, listen, I can't bring you back to life twice though. Okay.
Okay, can we do a deal? Like, I feel like you had a deal with Doc yesterday.
What was the deal?
We were gonna keep him alive. Can we?
Oh,
can we
no,
do that
listen,
too?
no. I'm not here for that. There's no pressure on me for that. Absolutely not. No shot.
Why not?
No way. No.
I trust you.
No. I don't want to do it. Spooky Queen, thank you for the 4 months.
Darn it.
Darn it. How'd you get the Christmas badge? It was the first Christmas badge that they ever had.
I have to keep myself alive.
That was from a couple years ago.
Man.
I don't think it's Blood Moon because I think it would be a little bit foggy.
I don't think it is
Yeah, I
either.
don't see any. I didn't see any haze. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't stink so. Didn't stink so.
Okay. Well,
Did you listen to the
this
song
one's
he made
not
about
gonna be a
keeping him
Goryo,
alive?
and
Oh
I'm
no,
gonna
I
stay
didn't.
alive.
I'm so glad you said that. Yeah, Doc told me to keep him alive the other day, and when he died, he had a song get created real fast about me not keeping him alive. I saw a door.
You saw what?
A door. I don't know.
There's like none of those here.
Oh, look, a boner.
So, That'll be easy.
I'm not 100% where that was. Yeah.
If I look in this mirror, we might get hunted.
F it. Oh, it's right there. Okay.
Kitchen.
Roger that. Why did I see a door? Do you guys know if anyone just playing Phas are nice? What? Do I know if anyone's playing Phas that's nice? I would join. If you're worried about public lobbies, I would go to Discord servers. All right, I'm gonna. You know what? Should we just let it hunt? Like, should we just let our sanity drain?
I mean,
Kind of thinking about it.
Kind of okay with that.
I'm just saying, you know.
I think we'll be
get a
fine.
little spicy. Discord all the way, yeah. Whether it's the Phas server or whether it's my server, whatever. It's one of the better bets because people can be held a little more accountable.
I'm touching anything?
Giggity. Orbs.
Well. Alright.
Go find the power. Let's go find the power. Let's go find the power. Ghost like chicken? All right, I'll ask your mom.
No ooves.
Roger that. Is there a Discord just for truck? No. We don't need just for truck princesses. Listen, they are a part of the crew, okay? See my breath.
Yeah. Ghosty's gonna blow out this firelight right now.
No, it's gonna try to murder you in a second. Hey, Savvy. Sorry I'm late. You're good. No worries. Let's get a crucifix in there. Let's get that in there. Get that in there. Hopefully it doesn't start to hunt just yet. Hey, Phantom. Excited for the new goat? Dude, same. Savvy! I brought a crucifix. Don't die. Savvy, thank you for the subs. Hold on. Where are you?
Firelight.
Are you here? Where are you?
Taken away.
Oh, taking a wee, eh?
Oh my.
Ah,
Oh, you know
yikers.
what? Never mind.
Mayor Yokai Onryo?
I mean, is it an Unreal with the candle being right there?
If it hunted from this side over here, it could possibly do it. Just saying. Just throwing that out there.
Fair enough.
Wait, did I see power down here? Yokai, maybe. It could be a mare. Oh, I did. I think I turned it on. Yikes. Yeah, all my links are in my bio. All of them. Do I own the music box? I own both of them. It's spicy.
But maybe it's afraid of flames. Sure it'll
Maybe
be
it's about to try to eat your face.
You said you would keep me alive.
I made no such promise.
I'm pretty sure that's what I heard.
Hi, Juju. Dealt with drama. Oh, I'm sorry, friend. Event. Yep. Possible mayor breaking lights.
For a second, I thought that was you, and I was really confused. And I was like,
You thought
oh my
I was the
God,
one going,
that's the goat. I wouldn't put it past you.
okay.
My brain is tired of.
Oh, hey. Glass has indigestion. Nuh-uh. He does not. Oh, she's smudged. Successful smudging?
Yes.
Ah, nice. Thought I heard that.
Unsuccessful photo taking, though.
All right, well, I'm gonna turn that off because we don't need that anymore.
Is
what
that the bathroom?
Yes.
Oh, ghost.
You said no Onryo, right?
I don't know. I mean,
You said you had 3 burns and then it didn't hunt?
No, it burned the cruci while the firelight was lit, and then it blew out a 3rd time, and then it tried to hunt again.
Interesting. How many lights do you think that
Yeah.
was? Did you turn on this light over here?
No.
I did not either. Interesting. Ghosty's giving mixed signals? A little bit.
Uh-huh.
Let's see if it blows out the same firelight again. Let's try. Whimsy Bell, thank you for the raid. How are you?
Ghost.
Throwing
Cooperate.
stuff
I
over
feel like
there.
it's trying to move into that room over there.
Doesn't it feel like it?
Yeah.
Hey, Snorlax, how are you? I think it might be I think it might not be an Onryo. APOC 3, nice. I think this might be a yokai. I'm leaning more towards a yokai.
Yeah. It feels like it keeps that it broke that light.
Oh,
It
yeah,
feels
yeah,
like
yeah.
it keeps hunting on top of the firelight.
Do I hear it doing shit in here? Okay.
Right? Didn't it hunt from the kitchen?
Yokai because of light switch. What? Fear. Let's go. Stream King. Hell yeah. Ooh, I got my breath over here.
don't die.
Roger that. I would love to do a better yokai test. Yeah, it turned on the light, but again, we're not 100% about the Onryo. So we know 100% it can't be that. We were saying probably not an Onryo, but we never did a real test. Not in my opinion. No, you're okay.
Brought it more firelight. Well,
Thank
more
you.
more another fire. Get out of here, dude.
Get out of here. Is Onryo trust? All right, if I go Onryo and you're wrong, can I ban you?
I mean, should I'm kind of like, do I put this more like over here? Like he keeps trying to go from. Doesn't he?
It's moving around a bit. Do it.
Yeah. Oh my god.
What up, cutie pie?
Wow. Okay. See,
Yes?
that
Okay.
comes-
Yes, sounds good to me. Cool.
You don't gotta lie
Oh,
to
Whimsy
it,
Bell,
you
thank
know?
you. No, please
I
get all the
don't feel like
lurks. Go get
that's
the foods.
necessary.
What?
You don't gotta lie to it. Telling it
What?
it's cute.
How dare
I don't
you?
feel like that's necessary. Like, don't.
It
don't-
is.
Okay.
Not very nice.
It is, he says. Me?
Yeah.
Is this feeling a little more like an Onryo now? Like, I don't know what's happening, but
No, it's gonna hunt right on top of me over here with this firelight.
He's not
Oh, I don't know though. That's suspicious.
anything.
It just blew out the same one within 20 seconds. It's an Onryo. Okay. Yeah, that was weird. Also, side note, this firelight was lit right here and the ghost hunted over here. Explain that.
Yeah, that's why I was like, he keeps hunting on top of the firelight, does he not? But
yeah, that's an Onryo.
But
Why
he
is
must
it?
have been
Oh, why is it
barely
broke?
outside of the range? Or
My friend really said trust.
it's broken.
Yeah, I mean 4 meters. Let me see. That's barely. That's not even 3.
Okay.
I got nothing.
Yeah, I don't
How
know.
far does it reach? I believe it's a 4-meter reach. All right, do we go Onryo and just get out of here? Say F this ghost.
Up to you. Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, let it hunt. It's about to blow those out and try to kill us anyway.
I mean, you called him cute.
Oh, okay. I'll go say hi again. Hey. So about that whole cute thing.
Just trying to help you out.
See, look. Here, I'll bring him to you. Come here.
No.
Come here.
You're supposed
Well,
to
look,
keep me
there's
alive.
a wall there.
You're supposed to keep me alive.
Friend. What temp counts as freezing? If you get anything below 0.9 degrees, you have freezing temps. Oh, that was spicy.
Mommy, you're the one who told me.
You're welcome, of course.
Said it was cute. That's where the spice came from.
Listen, would you rather some boring ghost? Come on. Something Flash doesn't get people. Hey, listen, I brought her back to life. She died twice last round.
Right?
Yeah.
Just saying.
All right. Groovy. On Rio. Does 0.9 count as freezing as well? So you could say if it's 0.9 degrees or lower, you can say you have freezing temps because no regular ghost without freezing can go below 1 degree Celsius. So if you have 0.9 degrees, you have freezing.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready
Nice. The power of friendship. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Where do you want to go? Do you know if there's new ghosts? We are assuming based on a teaser image that they gave everybody.
Grafton?
Yeah. Graphiton? I'll do a Graphiton. Shirley. I missed when 5 was freezing. No,
right.
the 5 was never
I don't
freezing.
know this surely, but it sounds good.
Yeah, sure. 5 was never freezing. It was either before when you saw what oh no, actually no, 5 was freezing, wasn't it? Because 5 is when you see your breath. I take it back. No, you're right. No, under 5 doesn't necessarily mean ghost room. Under 5 means that the ghost has been in that area. But back in the day, whenever if you have below 5 degrees Celsius, you see your breath.
What's your gut
Back
say?
in the day, whenever you saw your breath, you
Walking
had
in.
freezing. What happened?
You can feel it in the air.
Trisha Anderson.
Oh, I said, what's
It's
what's this one gonna be? What's your gut say?
Phantom.
Phantom?
Phantom.
Okay.
Spirit box,
Okay,
ultraviolet
so-
dots. I'm on it.
Yeah,
On it.
I
Go
was
with
gonna
Spirit
say
box
what's the
and
others?
ultraviolet. I'm on it.
UV dots.
Easy peasy.
I'm bringing the camera so it can disappear in the photo.
That's right. But back then it is counted as freezing for breath. You're right. As soon as I said no, I was like, no. I was like, no, that's 100% correct. Because you remember too, like other things used to happen. So when you used to see your breath, you would have freezing. You used to be able to take pictures of doors and check for UV. So it's near here somewhere, and I don't think we have ultraviolet.
Oh no. That means we have to have dots and spirit box, right?
Well, if it, if it's the ghosty that I think it is.
Well,
Where are you?
I trust you.
Behind.
See?
I mean, listen.
I trust you.
That'd be funny. That'd be funny. I don't know.
Kind of thinking entrance.
Maybe. That's where I got the spirit box.
Maybe somewhere.
I didn't
somewhere
actually
here.
check for power
Okay.
yet. I was about to. I'll go get it. Finally got your first phantom last night. Nice. Yes, power's down here.
It's in the kitchen.
The ghost is in the kitchen? What? I'm so confused. It's what now? All right, let's go turn the... I like to have this light on up here as an escape. Nice little escape. Do you think they'll ever add more players? I don't think so, but I think it'd be really fun to get to experience what the game would be like with like 6 players. That'd be pretty cool. Do I think they're going to do it? Probably not. Probably not. Stuvie, thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate you, dude. Why would they release the teaser? Why would they release the teaser for what? 4 players is crowded? It can be, yeah. All right. I got books. I got book. I got dot. I got camera.
Okay.
I feel like it would complicate the
thermal
game.
and an EMF now. Oh, I
Roger that.
found you a Ouija board.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, Rawl, how are you?
I don't think it's here.
You don't think so? What about in here?
No, witch.
You just called a witch?
Maybe it was stalking you.
Imagine. You don't have temps anywhere? Is it upstairs?
No.
I just see an orb. I have orbs. It's up here.
Is it upstairs?
Yep. Ultraviolet or freezing.
Oh,
All right.
it is up here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Brother, ew. No phantom. It could be mimicking a phantom. Maybe. Maybe. Unlikely though, because I don't think we had UV and it was multiple UV touches. The chances are pretty low. But we could still check with some salt. Get one of those and bring one of those. Yeah, yeah. Guys, we might have an early night tonight. I might call it a little early. We'll see. I feel like I've been sleeping like crap the past week.
Did you actually set down the book?
I don't know. No, I just threw it because we don't have to worry about it. Because we have orbs and spirit box.
Oh, because we had orbs. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
yeah.
Oh, I'm.
Yeah,
you
so
know
we
what?
don't. Yeah, I
remembered the
shrew
spirit
it
box
because we don't have to
and
worry
forgot
about it.
the orbs, even though you said, "Hey, look, there's the
You
orbs."
goofball.
Fine, it's fine. I'm gonna blame Monday. It's been a. Did you just steal my hand?
It's mine. Hey,
Give it back.
hey, mine.
No, mine.
It's like, you know what? See, that's like 200 IQ though. Because look. Oh wait. You can't switch to it anymore, can you?
I can't switch because I threw it down.
See, hold on. Here,
Made a
let's try
mistake.
to
You're right,
grab it.
That would've been cool,
Hold
'cause
on.
Then we could have both.
Try to grab it at the same time,
Wait,
okay?
what?
I'm gonna do 3, 2, 1, go, okay? 3,
Okay.
2, 1, go.
Oh shoot.
Did you get
That
it?
was slow.
All right, try it again.
No.
3,
Okay.
2, 1, go. Yes. Okay, watch.
Yeah,
Now
that
look. See what you do is you stay by that salt pile, I stay by this one, and I'm like, oh, let me do a check real fast. And then you can do a check. And then I can do a check. And then you can do a check. This is the way. Oh, Rawl, thank you for the sticker, dude. There we go. DC's the way. I will show you the way. Here, grab it. Here, get it back real quick.
Smudge, though.
Get it back real quick.
Wouldn't
Don't move. Like,
wouldn't
okay,
that
no, don't
be
move.
Pretty tricky if you could pull smudge.
Oh, actually, wait, hold on. Here, put that down. Here, ready? Hold on.
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Here we go.
Okay. Yeah. Wait,
3.
with what?
The smudge.
What am I? The smudge. Oh, okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Damn it. One more time.
Oh, sorry. I was
You're good.
too quick.
3, 2.
Okay.
What the? 3, 2,
Sorry,
1, go. Shit. All right. Do it again. You're already holding one.
I got it. I am. Sorry.
All right.
Okay.
3,
no, I'm not.
2, 1, go. We're gonna get this. 3, 2,
Why did
1, go. Nope. Shit. 3, 2,
We made
1,
it look
go.
so easy the first
God
time.
damn it. 3,
I'm just
2,
slightly
1,
slow, so when
go.
I try and do it.
3, 2,
when I try and
1,
do it
go.
sooner.
3, 2,
Can we
1,
even pick
go.
up the smudge at the same time?
We have to.
Because I'm clicking. I'm clicking. Does it even work?
Run, run, run. She was not dealing with our shit. Right?
I'm good.
I'm sorry. Do we have
Thanks for
freezing
smudging.
temperatures upstairs?
Not yet.
It also, so it came from upstairs. That speed, this is a mimic. Who am I playing with? Break. Drifter, I swear to God. This has to be a mimic.
Yeah, we don't have freezing. It's like
Well, Mayor Yokai
three
Onryo. There's no
days.
ghost that would be that speed and then all of a sudden just go to normal speed.
right.
Back away slowly. Slowly. Oh, wrong side. Okay, slowly. General Gravy, thank you for the freaking raid. And how was your stream? Thank you for the 14 months.
Just leave her there.
What?
What? We're just gonna leave Grandma alone?
Oh, no, well, you know, I'm giving her space. I mean, usually they're like telling kids to get off the lawn. Like, I figured they don't want us there.
Like, we didn't have any
Yeah.
cookies. We had nothing
Yeah.
to offer her. We were just
Right.
goofing off in her house. Like, no wonder she was upset.
What'd you do for 2 galaxies? They say thank you.
I mean,
We need a video of her, but I don't know if I'm feeling it. You know.
I've got salt and I've got a smudge, and we could get a hunting ghost. Or, well, we don't know what she's gonna mimic.
That's true, but I say we can go for it.
Mm.
I'm down, Charlie Brown.
You wanna do it?
Yeah, you have a smudge on you?
I do.
All right. I does as well. No, 2 evidence, sissy. No, it's 2.
that's
It's on
fine.
Nightmare.
We don't need it.
Nah, we're good.
You know, I'll smudge
A
not.
mimic
die,
Dio would be
hopefully,
pretty
this
freaking
time.
awesome. I can't believe I heard her hunting. I was like, what the f?
I'm really glad that you smudged when you did, because that probably would have been
Right?
grandma food.
Granny food. Yum.
Is there actual
Oh, she's hunting.
Never mind. You know, that's fine.
All right.
I've got this smudge. You record. I got this. Yeah.
Okay, get ready.
Ready for what?
I have another smudge. Are you effing kidding me?
Is she mimicking?
She is an effing Dio right now. I thought it was a revenant.
I wasn't paying attention.
On our way in, I was like, oh, imagine if it mimics a Dio. Oh my God. Wow. Oh, we never captured 2 sounds. I don't know if I care enough. It's not going to be a Dio next time. It's not going to be a Dio.
No, it's not. There's no
Wow.
way. Oh my God.
I'll take it. Listen, that's a win. I'll take it.
What?
Damn paid
Was
actors.
she mimicking like a Hantu the first time or something?
You know, that was my guess, actually. Was a Hantu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hantu, and then
Can the mimics copy evidence? No.
look
they
at her
cannot.
go picking all the non-normal ghosts. Granny wanted to be special.
Oh, well, we love you too, Granny Trisha Anderson. Oh, Granny Trisha.
Granny Trisha.
Oh, Granny
Aw.
Trish. Love her. Gonna try to sleep again? Well, good luck. Good freaking luck.
Welcome back. There's
Oh
a job
my,
here for you.
break. I'm gonna call it there so I can try to get some sleeps. I'm gonna try. Does the mimic change who she's copying on a set timer? Yeah,
Well-
it's every 1 to 2 minutes. Or is it every 30 seconds to 2 minutes? I think it's every minute to 2 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna call that my last one so I can go to the Betty buys. What is that badge? It is a
Yeah, okay.
Christmas badge from a couple years ago.
Well, thank you for the games.
Thank you for the games. Thank you for joining, friend.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Yeah,
We
that
will
was
see you
fun.
later, friend.
Okay.
Bye. Thank you. No, thank you guys. We'll go find. We'll go raid here in a minute.
Some jobs ready for you.
We'll go raid in a minute. Taki, Tick, and Tube. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, friends. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I've just the past week I've slept like crap. If I'm going to be doing some early morning streaming, I think it might be in my best interest to try to get some sleeps. Yeah. Guys, if you're not already in the Discord, if you're not following the socials, they're all in chat. They are all there. If you guys are serial lurkers and you're looking for somewhere to be to watch the stream, but maybe we're not live, I do have a 24/7 stream that is live, literally 24/7. Damn, working shit. Yeah. All right, let's go find a raid target, shall we? Mr. Rafa, hello, friend. Yeah, we'll get some sleepies. Yeah, let's do it. Let us do it. Come on, Faz. Trying to close it down. There we go. All right, my friends, if you're a follower, if you're a follower, the first message is for you. If you are a sub, the next one's for you. Creepy tier 3s, you get your own. You get your own. Tomorrow, I will be live. I say tomorrow because for me it's 11 p.m. Tomorrow I'm going to be live at 7 a.m. No, not 7. Sorry, I'll be live closer to like 8. The update goes live at 7. I will be live closer to 8. Got to drop the kiddo off. After I drop the kiddo off, come back, start streaming. And then I don't know how long we'll go for. We'll see. My plan might be to do a double stream tomorrow. So I might stream in the morning once, work the rest of the day, and then stream later that night. Possibly. That might be the plan. We'll see. I also don't know if they're going to change up the weekly to go with the holiday update. I don't know. It's so hard to say. So we might have another double weekly. I guess we'll find out soon enough. We shall see. Sounds good. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. That was the double. Well, this one, because the goal was for the advent calendar, it was just the one. But then we would just raise it as the stream goes on. Yeah. All right. Friends, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for all the love today. I appreciate you. We're getting closer and closer to the monthly goal where we will have a viewer day. Looking at the walk-on, it says it's waiting for your approval. Oh, did they finally fix the things? Drifter, I will check it tomorrow, friend. I will check it. I'm excited for the update, man. I'm so excited to check out all the maps with you guys. And I'll be doing it in the morning. If you're not available in the morning and you want to watch later on, come hang out later on. I love you guys. I will see you later. I'll see you in the server. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye.